Oh, you know what I love?
Sports.
Love sports.
Sports. When
It comes to
Texas A&M.
Where are you getting this information?
Let me tell you.
Welcome to TexAgs.
It's here. It's time. There's always a buzz in the air when you hit this moment.
He is a guy that has gotten better and better and better. He's just got that dog in him.
We will develop men. We will graduate players, and we will win championships on the field.
I think of him as this hawk. Before long, he's going to be swooping in on those quarterbacks.
Coach Elko's my guy, right? Like, I love him. I love Michael Early. Like, I think Bucky's going to be incredible.
It's football, man. And that's what Warriors do. They don't want to sit out.
And this is a real program. It's not fake. This is a real place. And if you want to be really good at football, this is a really good place to be.
You know, if I'm betting on anybody, it's the Aggies.
OB the Poet, getting started early here on TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We're here inside the Rollo Insurance Studio, and it is the Go Hour, presented by the Warehouse at CC Creations. I'm Nick Savage, filling in for David. He's going to get some much-needed time off. You're going to get some much-needed time off tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to take a day off.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll figure it out. But we'll have
look, guys,
I'm not
I volunteered to come in. I said, look, I can do the show and then leave after the show. It's, that's fine. I volunteered. Nick says, look, don't need you. I don't need you.
Not going to make him work. Not going to make him work.
But if you change your mind, all you got to do is call.
You know what's the move is there, OB, is Playback City.
You know what would be cool is if you needed me, if you had a just to piss off David, if we could come up with some kind of bat signal, that I would come in instead of David, because I would be the Batman.
Yeah.
Actually, with this thing, you could put a fat signal. Fat man.
Love it. OB, you were down in well, first of all, we're normally over at the Holistic Planning Cool Zone.
You got to say it the right way.
Cool Zone. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, typically we're over there, but today, again, with me in the chair, we're over here at the desk. OB, you were down in Houston, my neck of the woods yesterday for the Houston Touchdown Club, and Coach Elko spoke there. So I understand you made the trip with your best friend, Luke Evangelist.
Lying Luke Evangelist, but he was actually there, no lie. So yeah, Luke kind of saved me yesterday because my, let's just say the acoustics weren't that great in the area we were. And so when I tried to listen to my recordings, it was really hard to make out what Coach Elko was saying. But Luke had been tweeting, so that, and he didn't lie on his tweets. So everything was there. It helped me out a lot.
Well, I'm going to pull from some of those tweets and kind of get your thoughts on some of the comments that stood out to me, at least.
Yeah.
And we've
First
heard
of all,
him.
Elko's a funny guy.
Yeah, he is.
He really is. Great personality.
We've heard him talk multiple settings, the Pulse, press conferences, on TV, at the games, about how Marcel Reed is perceived throughout the country as a passer, exactly. And he said yesterday, the reality is Marcel Reed was a top 10 guy in QBR, and nobody talked about it. For whatever reason, the narrative created about him was that he was just a running quarterback, but he's never just been that. He's got so much better last year throwing the ball, but so many people missed it because we were losing games. We saw that growth, but a lot of people missed it. So,
to his point, Marcel threw for 206 yards and a touchdown against South Carolina last year, right? Okay, then they played New Mexico State. You expect them to win. He threw for 268 and 2 touchdowns. And then the next week against Auburn, he threw for 297 and 3 touchdowns, progressively getting better. Now, nothing worked out for anybody against Texas, but then against USC, 292 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that's why I was always kind of scratching my head, like during fall camp or August camp, because it's not even fall yet until Saturday, in August camp, when some of the reporters were like taking videos of him in the first couple periods.
Reps, yeah.
And look at this bad pass and look at this. And I'm thinking, guys, I know people don't want to listen to old guys, because you think you're senile and, and demented, and I am to a certain degree. But are you going to judge what this guy is based on what you're watching in some warm-up time or or are you going to do it based on what you've actually seen on the field? And now what we're seeing on the field is pretty damn good.
Absolutely, yeah. Another thing he said, this is kind of funny, like you mentioned, he was talking about battered Aggie syndrome, and he said, "I'm sorry, but I had nothing to do with the majority of it. You love Texas A&M football, so get excited." I love this part. "Stop being scared and get excited about what this program is doing. It's not fair to look at past failures and eliminate how you feel about where Texas A&M football is going." I love that.
I do too. And I'm on board with it 100%. Look, eventually you're going to break out. You got to find the right coach. Maybe Elko is the right coach. Maybe the perfect fit for Texas A&M turns out to be a guy from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Right? But he may be. I definitely like his approach, and he talked about wanting to have a blue-collar type team and a real hard-nosed team that also can have big plays. And, I think that's what he's putting together.
Did that Notre Dame win to you feel different? Like A&M's had some big wins previously, but like to me, it did feel different than maybe the Orange Bowl win a few years ago.
Well, the Orange Bowl win was at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Plus, look, North Carolina, all respect, give them all the respect they deserve after that butt kicking they got from TCU. But look, Notre Dame has cachet.
Yeah.
And I don't know how good Notre Dame is. I don't think they're a bad team. I mean, I'm surprised that they're ranked 24th.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they should be ranked higher. You lost on the road by a field goal in the last minute to Miami.
Yep.
And then you lose at home, but on the last play, or might as well almost the last play, against A&M. Both of those teams, Miami and A&M, are ranked in the top 10. That, to me, and I hate Notre Dame, by the way. Even though my psycho sister-in-law went there, and she loves to talk about them all the time, I hate them. So, but to me, those two near misses are more impressive to me than a team like Oregon that just runs up and down the field on nobody.
Yeah.
Now, Oregon might be better, but you can probably pick out a couple other teams that they're ranked higher than Notre Dame, and they've really not been challenged or haven't played anybody of substance. So at least Notre Dame has played tough games with teams from substance. But I think that's one of the reasons why it feels different. It's early in the season. It's the kind of game, they've had some big wins, surprising wins. I think let me finish the first thought. A lot of their big, surprising wins were late in the year. 2012 against Alabama, 2002 against Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2002. I think it was 2002, RC's last year. LSU, 8 overtimes.
Yep.
Right? A lot of them are late in the year. And you already mentioned North Carolina. But this, to me, kind of feels like only better when they beat Alabama here a couple of years ago, or Florida here in 2020. It was early in their third game.
Yeah.
They beat Florida here on a last play. In this case, it was a field goal, and went on a roll. And then against Alabama, now they went on a roll, and after they beat Alabama on 5 games, but then they faltered late.
Yep.
But the point is, this has that kind of feeling that they've just done something amazing, and
to springboard.
You feel like, you're going to springboard. Now, they're going to have to be better in certain areas, especially, but it does give you a lot of confidence. I always say it's all the possibilities now seem realistic.
Yeah. And something that they already are good at is offense and explosive plays, and he commented on that as well. The biggest improvement, he said, quote, "The biggest improvement has been our ability to create explosive plays on offense. Last year, we didn't have a single explosive play against Notre Dame. Saturday night, was the complete opposite. They had, according to Stat Broadcast, which they say 15-yard passing plays are explosive, 10-yard or more runs are explosive. They had 12 of those against Notre Dame this year. So, and if you went back and looked at the first 2 games against Utah State and UTSA, lower competition, obviously, but I mean, they were hitting big plays in those games too. So
I will say this: it is lower competition, but it's still better than a lot of teams have played.
Yeah. They're home run hitters this year.
They are.
They're sluggers.
And what I'm excited about, and we talked about this with David yesterday, is I think you're going to see defenses adjust to that. And so watch out for Le'Veon Moss and Reuben Owens running the ball moving forward too. And then the defense are going to have to react to that. So, it's a concordance. It's the pick your poison kind of thing.
How sustainable do you think that is? Like an offense
Offensively,
like that?
I think offensively this is very sustainable.
Okay.
Because again, they proved it last year by the way they ran the football. They ran the football last year. Le'Veon was all SEC on the way to a 1,000-yard season with every opponent they faced stacking the box.
Yeah.
Everyone stacked the ball saying, we got to stop that guy. Well, if you do that this year, Mario Craver's going to burn you. Terry Bussey may burn you. Casey Concepcion's going to burn you. Marcel Reed is going to Bethel Roman. Marcel's going to keep the ball and burn you. There's a lot of burning going on out there.
Absolutely, yeah. And something else we were talking about before the show, their red zone offense. Well, last year they were good too. They had a 91% red zone scoring efficiency last year, which is I believe it was top 20 in the nation. They were 95% in the red zone scoring on the road last year. So that was surprising.
How much of those were field goals? I don't know.
It was
field goal to touchdown ratio.
Yeah, I should have broken that down more. But this year they are 10 for 10, 9 touchdowns to 1 field goal. So this year they are finishing drives.
Yeah. So 90% of the time they're getting in the end zone so far.
Yep.
Right. I mean, I love scoring in the red zone. Right. Love it. And I'll take the field goals, but when you're getting touchdowns in the red zone, that's huge. 4 points.
Absolutely. This is TexAgs Live. We're here in the Raw Insurance Studio, presented by David Gardner Schulers. It is the Go Hour, presented by the Warehouse at CC Creations. And we'll say hi to everybody. Luke Evangelist is...
What about the Buppies Catering and Bartending
well,
Hotline?
if you want to text, you can find us on the Buppies Catering and Bartending Hotline, 979-693-1150. We'll talk to Aaron Torres later on the Buppies Catering and Bartending Hotline. I'll give you a quick rundown before we come to you, Luke. 8:35, we'll have Stephen McGee in studio.
I just realized Luke's running the show.
Yeah.
He's driving.
We've made it this far, so 13 minutes. We'll see if we'll make it the distance.
He's a jack of all trades now.
We'll have Ryan Swope in studio at 9. Like I said, Aaron Torres at 9:20. We'll have Jim Turner breaking down some offensive line play. And then at 10 o'clock, we have the fan show. That full hour will just be the guys reacting to the Notre Dame win. So it should be a lot of fun. Now we'll go to the jack of all trades, Luke Evangelist behind the glass. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing well. You're never going to guess, but I have a stat for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
So
is this a football stat or a basketball stat?
Yeah, it's football.
Okay,
it's about
good.
your red zone trip. So we were actually tracking that last year. They had 46 red zone trips. 32 ended in touchdowns, 10 ended in field goals, and 4 ended in no points.
So, all right, how many did you say, 46?
46 trips.
And how many were touchdowns?
32.
30. So about 67% thereabouts were touchdowns. And now, right, so far, it's 90%.
Yep.
Now, White Oak Education tells me that's almost 1/3 of a percentage better, or 30. That's about 30% better, or so.
Take it.
Yeah,
Luke.
Yeah, that's why you're winning.
Any thoughts about I know you were down there at the Touchdown Club yesterday. Any thoughts about any of the comments? Anything stand out to you while you're down there?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of what Elko says hits harder after a top 10 road win. He's always talked about how you should be excited for the future of this program. But, that's all coach speak in the summer and in SEC media days. But now there's actually a lot of evidence behind that, and I think there is a lot to be excited about for the future of this program. But it doesn't really hit when you're just saying that after how they finished last year. But now, like you said, this is the first time in a couple of years that they've had a really high-profile win early in the season, and now you can't let that just be the only blip on the radar. He was really adamant that they need to finish this season strong, which is something they did not do last year, and I thought that was a great message.
When was the last time A&M won a non-conference game, that's not a bowl game, against a Power 4 opponent?
I know ranked one was 1979, but I know just in general.
Because they lost, I guess it was Miami.
It was Miami.
Okay, and then you throw that back, say, on the road.
SMU.
Okay,
at 2012?
At the time, they weren't
powered by at that time.
Arizona State was not on the road. That was
was a neutral site game.
So, it just gets, when you think about the significance of it, and just a huge win, and of course they have to follow it up.
Yeah, they have to finish, like he's been harping on.
Finish.
We'll go over to
their favorite F word this year. Finish.
There's a few to choose from. We'll go over to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center.
If you watch the bleeps on the pulse, you might argue that, but finish is the favorite F word of the Aggies this year.
We'll go over Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Alex Schoonover is with us this morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
We're great.
Good.
What you got for us?
I'm going to give y'all a little injury update. Texas A&M football released a statement on behalf of Bryce Anderson's neck injury. The starting safety has been cleared from any catastrophic neck injuries. Bryce went down after a huge collision to the neck in the final minute of the second quarter of last Saturday night's game against the Irish. So thank God he's okay.
Absolutely. That's a scary scene, but yeah, it's good to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else you got for us, Alex?
And also, I think Mike Elko said about Scooby Williams, he's still going through a couple tests to find out the injury he obtained. He left, I think, after the interception he had. I think he went to the locker room, never came back. I didn't see him on the field after that.
Yeah, he had a funny – he gets the interception, and he rolls, and then he gets up, and then he kind of falls again.
And look, we were watching the replay. It looked like his knee.
You think it was his knee?
I think it was his knee.
Knee, okay. Ankle, maybe. I don't know. It was strange. It looked like a freak accident. Yeah. But with the meniscus last year, so you worry, is that
something
similar thing?
Yeah, something with that.
OB, we'll hit our first break. On the other side, we'll get into your Heisman watch.
Okay.
I'm interested to dive into that. I think you folks will be interested as well. So we'll step aside for the first time today. OB's Heisman watch on the other side. You're listening to TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Garner Jewelers.
Who?
Hey everyone, it's David and Olin from the Holistic Planning
Cool Zone.
I like when we have the chairs here because I don't feel like I have to do this when we're talking about holistic planning. But they want you to know, TexAgs subscribers, they take care of the TexAgs subscribers.
Oh, absolutely. Take care of everybody.
They want to know that anybody who signs up by November 27, 2025 will receive this awesome offer. If the Aggies beat the Longhorns or win in Austin on November 28, 2025, clients will pay no management fees to Holistic Planning for the entire 2026 calendar year.
That's free.
It's free 99. Actually, just free.
All you got to do is beat Texas. Well, it's not if they beat Texas. It's when they beat Texas.
When. And when you go to holisticplanning.com, you're going to love Holistic Planning. So it is holisticplanning.com. Check out the website and take advantage of this awesome offer.
Welcome back in. TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner Jewelers here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. It's a Go Hour presented by The Warehouse at CC Creations. And OB, it's time to get into your Heisman Watch, and that's brought to you by Shirtlift Law Firm. Hunter's a friend of TexAgs, and we trust him with our legal needs. Call Shirtlift Law today when you need a lawyer for your business or personal issues. So I guess you like to go from the bottom and go to the top, so I'll let you take it away with number 5.
Yeah, I'm going to I dropped some guys out that I've been high on, and I still am, but I had to put Taylor Green, the Arkansas quarterback. He leads the nation in total offense last week, 305 yards passing and a touchdown, even though they lost 41-35 to Ole Miss. Overall, 866 yards passing and 307 rushing yards. Having a really good year.
Yeah, he's
off to a great start.
He's might have taken a little bit.
The strongest competition.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe have taken advantage of a little bit of an easier schedule to start off, but again, looked good against Ole Miss. So no arguments there. Number 4, familiar face.
Carson Beck, Miami, passed for 340 yards and 3 touchdowns in that 49-12 victory over South Florida. I don't know if that tells you how great Miami is or how bad Florida is, but really good game. Overall, pass for 812 yards and 7 touchdowns. Of course, he did have 2 touchdowns in Miami's win, touchdown passes in Miami's win over Notre Dame.
That's crazy how a change of scenery for him has kind of, rebirthed his, I mean, not like he was bad at Georgia or anything, but
I think it's more about the change of the guys around him.
Yeah.
I think he has a really good offensive line and some receivers that he didn't have last year. He had an okay offensive line, but I'm not sure that Miami, because he's really good when he had Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey to throw to.
Yeah. Number 3, another familiar face.
Haynes King.
He keeps proving you right.
Yeah, Haynes King, Georgia Tech last week, passed for 211 yards. That's not great, but he rushed for 103 in a win over Clemson. He's passed for 354 yards and has rushed for 259. And I know against Colorado, which, again, they're not very good, but he had 3 rushing touchdowns. I think he had a couple against Clemson. He's leading that offense is what he's doing. He's playing really well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a lot like a running back who plays quarterback. I don't think he's ever going to have like flashy passing numbers, but he'll always be in the 100+ yardage.
I think he could have that game where he kind of jumps out at you, but it's never going to be consistent. I think they're using him correctly.
Yeah. Number 2 is
John Mateer, the Oklahoma quarterback, second in the nation in total offense. He's passed for 944 yards and 5 touchdowns. He rushed for 161 yards and 4 scores. Of course, he led the Sooners to that win over Michigan.
He seems to be the kind of overall leader if you take in everybody across the country. But number 1 on your list.
Okay, call it a homer pick if you want to. But after last week, I got to put Marcel Reed. If my ballot was due today, I would vote for Marcel Reed, this sophomore, 869 yards, 9 touchdowns. He's rushed for 142 yards and a touchdown. Also, of course, 360 yards passing and another 37 rushing in a win over Notre Dame. Plus, what he has that nobody else has yet is he already has his Heisman moment. He threw an 11-yard touchdown pass on 4th down to beat Notre Dame on the road. I did not hear what was the guy's name?
Noah Eagle.
Noah Eagle. I did not hear what Noah Eagle, the guy calling the game, said. Maybe I need to go find out. But that would. Oh wait, I guess we're going to find out here. Anyway, that would be the Marcel's "Oh my gracious" moment from when Vern Lundquist reacted to the touchdown pass that Johnny Manziel threw against Alabama. Plus, I think quite frankly, I think Marcel has played stronger competition than John Mateer has. This is not a knock on John Mateer. Again, I think he's definitely a candidate now. But playing UTSA, Utah State, and Notre Dame, to me, is much more challenging than having played Illinois State, Temple, and Michigan.
Yeah.
Just the way I look at it. It's my vote. So it's not a homer pick because I'm going to back it up with actual facts.
Yeah. Alex, I know you had a note on.
Yeah, since we're talking about Heisman odds, Fox Sports dropped their 2025 Heisman Trophy odds, and I wouldn't say it's to compare to yours, but John Mateer was number 1 on their list, and following with Carson Beck, and then number 3, Dante Moore.
Okay.
Oregon.
Okay. Again, Moore hadn't played anybody yet, and
he's got a big test next week on the road, Penn State. So guess we'll find out.
And so that's why I'm pumping the brakes on him. Again, I just said why I think Marcel has played stronger competition.
Yeah.
The stats aren't quite as good, but he's played stronger competition. And then who was the third guy?
So John Mateer, Carson Beck.
Carson Beck, yeah. All you got to do to me is because when you're picking out, I've been voting on the Heisman since '94. You got to split hairs, to figure out who has an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcel had 360 yards passing on the road.
It's a really good defense
with the same amount of touchdown passes, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't he have 2?
I believe so.
Yeah, he had one that he got a lot of help with Mario Craver. And same amount. Yeah. So now let me say this, because some people are going to say, hey, what about Mario Craver?
Mm-hmm.
And it's legitimate. In fact, Mario Craver, his 3 games, what does he have, 433 yards?
Mm-hmm.
He has more yardage in those than this kid from Colorado, is Travis Hunter?
Travis Hunter, yeah.
Than he had in any 3-game stretch of last year.
Yeah.
So you might want to look at seeing if he can play a little DB.
Yeah.
And you know what? After some of the things we saw last week, maybe he can help you there.
Absolutely. That was the Heisman Watch, again, presented by Shirtlift Law. Call Shirtlift Law today when you need a lawyer for your business or personal issues. We'll hit a break. On the other side, Stephen McGee in studio. You're listening to TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner Jewelers. Welcome back in. TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner Schulers. We're here inside the Rollo Insurance Studio. And Stephen McGee, our QB1, and your financial QB at Paragon Financial Advisors, helping you call the right plays for your financial future, is here with us. Mr. McGee, what's up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good to see you guys. It's good to have the voice on air, you know? Don't you think...
He's anointed me that, but that's Andrew Monaco, the voice. He's the true voice.
Don't you think Savage has an incredible voice?
Yeah, he does.
It doesn't compare to OB's sick voice.
Oh, epic.
Yeah. I can give, when I'm sick, I can give Dave South a run for his money.
Can you get sick again? That was my favorite
Can I
radio.
get sick again? Thank you. A lot of people say I'm sick all the time, but it's in a different way.
Well, that's fair.
Oh.
I love your duck camp vibe, too.
I do, too. I mean, I like this shirt. My wife actually says I look good in it.
They? They're like a heavy, their shirts are like a heavy, I don't know how to
Fabric?
describe them. Like shirt. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like a,
cotton shirt, normally kind of lightweight. Those are heavy. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it, too.
McGee, you heard OB's Heisman list. You heard who's at number one, and y'all were kind of talking about it at the break. So just kind of, are you all right with the number one? Debunk it or
it.
Well, I can't debunk
confirm it. Either way.
What was the guy on ESPN back in the day that would be like the sports guru that you would have to like challenge in like a sports fact trivia? Remember that guy, the Schwab, the Schwab?
Oh yeah,
John Brinkus.
Chris Berman. He put that turban on. He's in the Schwami or something.
Yeah, remember there's a game show on ESPN.
I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's you, by the way. That's where I'm going with this. So I can't debunk you, but it's.
Tell me why you think it's premature to put Marcel Reed number one.
I don't think it is. I think he's deserving to be in the conversation for sure.
Would you pick Marcel Reed one or Mario Craver one? Super Mario or Marvelous Marcel?
Well, I think they both.
I guess you could put Marvelous Mario too. But
I think they've both been phenomenal. I would argue that the difference of having Craver has had a bigger impact on our football team to date, but wide receivers just don't win the Heisman. So it's a quarterback.
Yeah, except for last year. Of course, he played quarterback too. That's why I was saying, hey, Coach Oko, maybe you see if Mario can play a little corner or safety even.
Exactly. I don't know. And so I look at it as really a quarterback award nowadays. So the running back would have to be phenomenal. The non-quarterback player.
Yeah. To your point, the running back was phenomenal last year, and he still didn't win it. Exactly. But of course, they went to the two-way player.
Yeah. It's so early.
But don't you think that Marcel Reed had that Heisman moment?
Yeah.
That fourth down.
Oh, epic. Yeah, that was epic. The fourth quarter wins, and arguably he's had quite a few of these in limited starts.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't win.
What was your Heisman moment? What's the individual play that people will from
his run in
the run against Texas? That was your Heisman moment, right?
That was it.
Well, you tell me.
That's so unHeisman.
You tell me,
though, isn't it? It's brutal.
Wasn't it about 12 yards?
So ugly.
Okay,
this is a bad football.
What was the pass play that you made that you're most proud of?
I don't know. Like, that's a problem, right? That's not good. I can't confidently say that, OB. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's progress. Let's talk modern football. Look, I like all these guys on this list. I think they're all good in their own way. I will say Carson Beck's transformation, it's a different player this year. Yeah. That dude is dealing. Yeah. He's a problem. He's got playmakers. That dude is the best thrower of the football in college football, bar none. The question is, whenever someone lights him up, pressures him, challenges wide receivers, is he going to throw 3 picks and look like a dog? I don't know. But pregame quarterback, yeah, that's my guy. That dude is, as long as he keeps his helmet on, bless his heart.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He's not just another pretty face out there. He is putting up numbers, but he put
Do you ever wish it wouldn't be bad if they were like, the pregame, they put the player's photo, but they just had him with the full helmet on, the visor?
Look, he's a handsome guy. I'm not. I will never have any room to to critique someone
Yeah,
else's
neither do
facial features. I'm ugly.
I am too.
No, you're not ugly. You're a
I'm king
handsome
ugly.
man. But I admit that I'm ugly. But I can't throw the football. Not since the 7th grade Tigers.
Hey, you throw a football, you can overcome a lot of things in life, and I'm the living testament to that. Women will look past a lot of flaws in your looks
if
you
you're
can
a
throw
football hero. Can you imagine what was going on at Burnett High School when he was leading his team to the state championship game? Yeah, I bet you they were just holding their breath that he would be
flocking like the salmon of Capistrano.
The salmon.
Yeah.
Thought they were swallows.
Isn't that the line from Dumb and Dumber?
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I'm not the one to be asking about movie quotes.
Oh my God.
Not the one.
I got to get you on Dumb and Dumber.
I've seen it bits and pieces, but
No, it's a great comedy.
McGee,
Much
since
like this.
I would like to watch it with you. I would like to
Pull over. No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for asking.
I don't think we've had you on TexAgs Live since the Notre Dame win. We've heard your thoughts on offense in review and film room, but just kind of what are your biggest takeaways from that 41-40 win in Notre Dame? This might be the hardest segment ever, actually, trying to keep y'all on the tracks. But
yeah,
what'd I do?
It is
What's
fun.
that song? Do you remember that song? It was like, "It feels so good, feeling good again."
Yeah,
Robert Earl King.
Robert Earl King. That's how it feels. That's my thoughts of this game. Like that's good. Dadgummit, it feels good to win one of those, right?
Yeah, it's a
We've
Robert
lost that
Earl King
game
week.
a million times. I think the biggest thing is A&M wins a football game against a top 10 team when it matters, right? Like we don't win games when it matters. Like we beat Alabama when we're 5-7.
Yeah.
You know, we're not in the hunt. But being a top 10 team when you're in the hunt, last year we're in the hunt for the SEC title and we lose 4 in a row, right? We don't win the games we're supposed to, or we don't win the big game when we're in the hunt. That's
we
my
actually
feeling.
talked about this earlier, that the reason how come it feels different is it was early in the year for momentum, like when they beat Florida in 2020 in the 3rd game of the year on the last play field goal, and then you went on a run. When they beat Alabama by the same score, 41-38, notice
they've had
41,
a lot of big
41.
wins when they score 41 points.
And they won 5 games after that, but then they faded at the last 2 games. But they were in the championship hunt up until then. But to your point, when they beat Alabama that first time, it was late in the year.
Yeah,
they were already out of the conference championship race. Now they haven't even started the conference championship race. When they beat LSU at the end of the 7 overtimes, last game. Who else?
You know what my favorite part of that football
Oklahoma.
game was?
When they beat Oklahoma that year, that was the
That's
late
another
year.
one. My favorite was the chair throw.
Yeah, I loved that.
That's what your team needed. We haven't had that at A&M from a head coach. When was the last time you saw that? I'll wait.
Someone throw a chair?
That kind of fire. Like, hey, I don't care. Like, that's what Mike Elko to me. Like, our defense needed to hear that message at that moment, and I think it flipped the script. I think it sent a message, and quite frankly, A&M didn't even give Notre Dame their best shot. I mean, we left a lot of football out there.
They did, and quite frankly, Marcel didn't even give it his. He threw for 360 yards and missed a 97-yard touchdown pass and a couple others that would have been long games.
How about the
Let's hit a
black down the sideline?
Let's hit a break here and get into that on the other side, because I wanted to ask you about that, because Marcel was in here yesterday saying they could have probably, if he would have done a few different things differently, they could have scored 60. So we'll talk about that on the other side. More with Stephen McGee. This is TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner Schulers.
Yeah, I think that.
All right, guys, let's talk about some new partners, Aggieland Hydration and Injectables. They're Aggie owned and operated. They are an mobile IV hydration company that was founded back in 2024. I met with Sheldon and Danny over the last week, and they're awesome people. They really know what they're doing. They're proud to serve Bryan College Station with awesome services like IV hydration, Botox, and even some weight loss options. Whether you're looking for a quick boost of hydration or dehydration preventative, they can tailor an IV cocktail specific to your needs. And on a busy weekend, I know some of you guys might be partying a little bit too much. If that's the case, An IV can be one of the easiest ways to ensure you're receiving all those necessary vitamins and minerals that make you feel better. Their overall mission is to bring a more personalized and accessible wellness option to the broader range of clientele here in the Bryan College Station and Brazos Valley area. To book an appointment or inquire about it, just call them up or text them. 979-217-1561. Again, it's Aggieland Hydration and Injectables. Check them out. It's our friends at Aggieland Hydration and Injectables.
We're back here on TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We're here inside the Rollo Insurance Studio. Stephen McGee, Paragon Financial's Best, is with us as well. And Stephen, before we get to buy, sell, hold, we were talking about, you know, some of the maybe missed opportunities that you might have seen from Marcel in the offense. So just talk a little bit about that, how it could have been maybe an even bigger win as we try to figure out what kind of fish is on OB's duck.
It's got a salmon mouth, but it's got a speckled trout body.
I think it's a trout.
I think it's a speckled trout. That would be more of the vibe for duck camp, coast, Texas, Louisiana, as opposed to
I trust your
got
word.
Northeast.
That red line.
That red line's throwing
Maybe
me
it's a
off.
rainbow trout.
You think?
I
It's
don't
a
know.
big rainbow trout. That'd be like a record rainbow.
That make him a gay trout.
Stop, dude. You're going to get in trouble, bro. We're live. What was your question, Savage? Let's pivot.
Talk about what maybe the missed opportunities or maybe, you know, if the offense adjusts this or that, if you saw anything in film room or just watching the game live, how much better could this offense even be, if we want to phrase it that way?
Well, I think the low-hanging fruit here, the low-hanging fruit today is just those big missed throws. So you got to make those plays. Obviously, when you're on the road against LSU, you're only going to get so many opportunities for those type of plays, and so I think that's the easy one for me. Is
makes sense. We'll get into buy, sell, hold now.
Let's do that. Let's go on.
What's the longest pass you ever completed?
I don't know. Dude. I don't even know if I completed one. I'll be honest with you. I had to bet at my house on completing a pass. I couldn't tell you honestly I did or not.
You completed some.
I mean, they went sideways.
Get Howard Morrow down the sideline.
I don't know. Did we?
Did you play Howard?
Did we really do that?
Did you play with Howard Morrow?
I did. You doing a good job.
They got a Morrow on the roster this year.
On our team?
Yeah.
Jamarian Morrow, running back, freshman running back.
He's pretty exciting.
From Tennessee.
I wonder if he's related to Howard.
He got into the game in Notre Dame. But buy, sell, hold, that's brought to you by Aggie-owned Paragon Financial Advisors. If you want financial guidance that truly puts you first, visit paragon-adv.com. Buy, sell, hold, SEC offenses from what we've seen so far. Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Tennessee.
Wow.
Those are some good ones.
Those are some good ones. Let me pick the team I'm going to sell.
Okay.
And this is probably not wise. The team that's been historically productive for the last 3-4 years, I'm going to sell Ole Miss. Maybe for the sake of they haven't played a real top caliber defense where these other two have.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This one's a hard one, though.
Even though they scored 41 points last week on Arkansas, and they started a backup quarterback.
Incredible.
Trinidad. What's his last name? Trinidad.
And how old is that guy? Like, what is the story?
He was at some place called Ferris State in Division II, and I think they won the national championship in Division II. Is it Trinidad Chambliss?
Trinidad Chambliss.
I love these stories. That's my favorite. Like, how about the quarterback that starts at North Texas that never started a high school game?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That's crazy.
What a story. Eric, whatever. What's the coach there? Eric, the old slot receiver at Tech. And that dude has coached some incredible quarterbacks.
Eric Morris.
Eric Morris, That's fascinating to me. I love these guys that just find way. So to me, the Tennessee quarterback story, I love it.
Yeah.
Getting thrown out with the trash, and then
Aguilar.
That dude's balling right now. I'm biased because I love A&M. I love what this offense is doing. They've proven now that they're going to score points. But doing it against Georgia. What are you?
I'm going to buy A&M, and I'll tell you why. We talked about it earlier. Yes, the big plays they're getting are amazing, and the passing game is such a threat. But they still have Le'Veon Moss and Reuben Owens.
Yeah.
To go back to if a team starts, getting real preoccupied with the run. I'm sure Tennessee has a good running back, but he ain't Le'Veon Moss.
That's true.
So that's how I'm going to separate them. So I'm buying A&M's offense. I'm selling Ole Miss for now, and I am holding on Tennessee.
I do the exact same way. I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah. Holding on Tennessee.
Do you like with Joey Aguilar? You think he's is he on your list?
Not yet.
Why?
Because he's Joey Aguilar.
Hey, thanks for being honest.
He did a good job against Georgia, but and Syracuse. But I'm still Look, I think A&M has played stronger competition than Tennessee has overall.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but if I put UTSA against Syracuse, I'm not sure who'd win. I know Syracuse is like 3-0 and UTSA is 1-2 or whatever, but still, that's to me they're probably the same ilk.
Who did Tennessee play other than those two?
East Tennessee State.
Oh,
and they hung 77
that's
on them.
So that's better than Utah State. Georgia's good.
Wait. East Tennessee State's better than Utah State?
No, I mean,
okay.
I meant the other way. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, that's East Tennessee State's probably not better than Burner High School.
Well, not when they had McGee and Shipley.
We got to drop it right there, fellas. On the other side, Ryan Swope will join McGee and I in the studio. And OB, enjoy your day off tomorrow, and we'll see you back on Monday.
McGee, Shipley, the guy who got the steroid arrest.
Dude, I can't believe you remember that.
We'll be back.
How do you? Isn't too much.
We're back. TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner Jewelers. We're here inside the Rollo Insurance Studio. Nick Savage filling in for David Nuno. He'll be back with you on Monday. And we got probably my favorite segment each week. We got Ryan Swope. We got Stephen McGee. And that's brought to you by Duck Camp. Whether you're getting up for a hunt, a fishing trip, or just trying to survive September in College Station, Duck Camp has you covered. Check it all out at duckcamp.com. Built for the outdoors, designed for everything else. Mr. Swope,
hey,
big day, big week for Aggie football.
Big week.
And
he's a big rainbow trout guy.
No, I don't think that at all.
No, not at all.
The only one here, maybe Richard Zane, maybe Luke Evangelist. Those are my two picks. So
Dang.
he's booing us.
It's getting shady in here.
But anyways,
what do you think Nuno's doing right now on his day off? You think he's grappling?
No, yeah, he ain't.
He's probably
He's not listening to us.
He's catching some trout.
Catching some trout,
trip.
slaying some fish, maybe snipe hunting. Who knows? You never know.
He talks about going snipe hunting all the time. He really needs to go. But
I know.
Just Swope, just your initial takeaways from that big 41-40 win. How'd you take it in?
Man, it was a great game. I got to watch it with McGee, and obviously we needed a win like that on the road. Always feels good to go in and upset a top team like that, especially in Notre Dame, South Bend, and I think it gives this team a kind of a new life, new momentum going forward, and I think there's going to be a lot of synergy just around the football team and in that locker room, and they're going to build a lot of confidence off this W.
Absolutely. And just talk a little bit, I guess, about what that does coming early on in the season. Like we were talking about it in the previous hour about how a lot of A&M's wins, big wins like this in the past, have kind of come at the end of the year when everything's wrapping up. But this one, you hadn't even gotten a conference play yet, and you're 3-0 in the top 10. Talk a little bit about what that does.
I think it just creates a lot of momentum. When you say, this is still a pretty young football team, and it's a huge game on a huge platform, and we go in and we get the win on the very last play. This could be the turning point of the season. I'm sitting here thinking as a player, like, you pray and you play for these kind of moments, and you try to take advantage of them on national television, and then it creates, confidence in the locker room where you start believing in each other and trusting each other and trusting your coaches. Mike Elko's throwing chairs, and it's awesome, man. Yeah. That's what you want. That's what you sign up for. It's why you play the game. And so if you can kind of grasp that early on, and you start believing. And you stick to your assignment and stick to what your coaches are telling and trust everybody around you, you can get hot and you can start winning football games.
Yep. Well, I think it creates the belief in what these coaches are preaching to you as well. It cements that message, right? It's hard when coaches are grinding and telling you, getting after you, talking about details, and you're losing football games.
100%.
Didn't the ears become death, so to speak? So I think that helps a lot too.
Now, are we perfect? No. That's the crazy thing too. In that football game, just watching it, like we should have won by 3 scores. We clean up tackling. If we, take care of the football better. Heck,
don't
we
get
had 13, 14 penalties, and we still end up winning the game. And so there's a lot of stuff that we still need to clean up. But at the end of the day, what I'm most excited about is our receivers. They're out there making plays, which creates big time problems for defenses. Because correct me if I'm wrong, if you don't have a guy stretching the field vertically in the back end that they're respecting, man, it makes it difficult. So now it opens up a whole nother opportunity for a run game, short throws. So when you got a guy like Mario Craver out there making plays, not to mention his yak percentage is incredible.
Yeah.
It opens up a lot of short stuff underneath.
Yeah.
Which is exciting. Obviously I think 7 and 1 are going to eat this year. And when you have 2 guys that can really take over football games like that, it just opens up your offense. So I'm excited to see what these guys can do. I think 7 will have he's next to have a breakout game just like Mario did.
Yeah, there he's
Look
making
at
a
these
big
guys,
catch.
man.
But and think about it like what those 2. You say one guy that can, a guy that the defense has to respect. A&M's got 2. Then you factor in, okay, well you got Terry Bussey too.
For
so
sure.
it's almost like too many guys who account for the opposing defenses.
For sure. Running backs out of the backfield.
Well, that too.
You see that little running back seam versus single high? Hit him right there in that little cover 3 hole. You know what I'm talking about?
2 hitch, boom, ball's out.
Oh, 1 hitch, not 2.
1 hitch, sorry.
Can't
1 hitch. I've seen enough film room. I should know.
Get laxed.
Golly. But yeah, just I guess your takeaways, Swope, on what you saw from Marcel, the QB, who's also can be a weapon with his legs, proved it with his arm now. So what did you see from him in that big game?
I saw a guy that I think this team just responds to him. I think the energy he brings to just from the defense, special teams, everybody kind of grooves around Marcel Reed. I think that there's a lot that he can improve on. Was he perfect? No, but did he step up and make big-time plays in big-time situations? Yes, he did. And so if you have a guy that responds to that in the limelight like that, we've got a lot to look forward to. And I think he's still a young quarterback. He's still figuring it out. But his ability as a dual threat quarterback to extend plays, extend drives, he's getting better every day and every week. And I think he'll continue to thrive. And I think McGee said this earlier on the set. It sure helps having a couple stallions out there catching the football. So
yeah. Who are you taking this week? Any bets? We're getting dominated. We haven't addressed this.
About?
This is Swope and I. Like we've been
completely 360.
Trying to. I'm done talking about Notre Dame. Like we won. It was awesome. All right. But right now we've got to pivot. Like we have another weekend. We got to get the job done. We've been struggling right now. I need some picks for this weekend.
Prize picks, you mean? It's like.
Or just like, hey, like who's going to win college football?
We've been picking spreads.
I see.
And we're kind of. McGee's in the hole. I'm in the hole like $10.
Dude, I'm struggling. I need some help.
Let's go through some of these games and we can figure it out. So there's a few ranked matchups.
We'll
start in the SEC. Auburn going to Oklahoma.
What's that spread?
OU is a 6.5 point favorite.
See, it's never.
I'll take OU.
I will too. I think that's the play, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a Jackson Arnold fan. Are you?
Who's Jackson Arnold?
Thank you. let's move on.
Yeah.
Answer my question.
Yeah. So, all right. Taking Oklahoma there. Let's see. We got this one's kind of interesting. I don't know if y'all care about this at all. Tulane going to Ole Miss, and I don't know if y'all remember, but the BYU quarterback transferred to Tulane. Parker Retzlaff.
Remember that guy? He got in trouble. He could spin it.
I'll take Tulane.
He got in trouble for nothing.
What's the spread?
It is Ole Miss 13.5.
At home?
At home.
Ole Miss is going to cover that, dude.
Yeah, I'll take Ole Miss.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. We got.
Even with their backup, they were dishing.
Well, Tulane. Who did they play last week?
They played Duke. They beat Duke.
Oh, they did.
Upset Duke. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that Retzlaff kid, he can run. He's a runner too. Like he's got almost as many rush yards as he does. I think he's got more rushing touchdowns than he does passing touchdowns.
I'll take Ole Miss.
Yeah, I think I'll go Ole Miss. How about Texas Tech and Utah?
Yeah, that's what we're going to next.
It's a good game.
Utah is a 3.5 point favorite, and it's in Salt Lake City.
I'm going Red Raiders on that.
Yeah, I want to see if Texas Tech is the real deal. This is a game that'll tell everybody basically. I think I'll go Red Raiders. Man, they've been putting up some points.
Who have they? Has Tech played anybody?
Yeah, Tech has played. Let's see, Arkansas Pine Bluff. They put up 67. They played Kent State, put up 62. And then played Oregon State, put up 45.
God. Well, I mean, it's not saying much, but
yeah, it's not saying. We don't know.
I'll take Tech in that one.
Hey, all quarterbacks in the country right now, where are you going right now? Not Marcel. I know that's your guy.
I was going to say Marcel Reed,
but you can't. Like he's off the table.
I just really like him, though. I think he's a good quarterback. I want a guy to win football games. I kind of like Haynes King.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great pick.
That is.
I mean, the dude knows how to win.
That dude knows how to win. I can't hate on that pick.
He knows how
to
win.
Me, like I can't go with
him. Where are you going? Who's your guy?
If I have a stable of wide receivers, I'm going Miami. Today.
Carson Beck.
Mateer, have you watched Mateer?
No.
He's a great athlete, but he's kind of a sidearm thrower. I'm not sure I'm fully on board with Mateer yet. Like I like Joey Aguilar at Tennessee.
Yeah,
I think that dude's a winner.
That kid at Tennessee is really good.
Yeah, Gunnar Stockton, I think he showed some people that he's better than what we thought. I don't think he's elite, the kid at Georgia.
Mm-hmm. I think LSU quarterback's good. I think he had a bad game.
Yeah, LSU's they've kind of been stuck in the mud, I feel like.
Isn't it crazy how, like, all the quarterbacks we talked about preseason, Nussmeier, Manning, Sellers might be
Club
hurt,
Nick.
but like, yeah.
All right. Who are you selling in that category? K Club.
K
We
Club
talked
Nick.
about this.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That dude, I never like. I want
He's
him
a
to
Westlake.
be,
He's a Westlake hometown hero. But look,
Great
he's
kid.
a great kid.
You want him to be good.
I do, but he's just not delivering, man. He's
Have
not
you
making
ever-
good decisions.
Have you
He's
ever
not going through his
seen
progressions.
him- have you ever watched him play and been like, dude, this guy's a baller?
Yeah, one time it was last year versus Texas.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was making plays. He looked polished. Looked like he was making some good decisions.
He doesn't
But
wow
that
me.
that was the one game I was like, okay, this kid has a chance. But
Does his skill set wow? Like I don't watch him and be like, oh, that dude has a cannon. That dude spinning the ball. He's in charge of the game. Like I don't think he's an amazing athlete. I think he's just okay at a lot of
do you think
things.
he's processing it?
No.
I don't either.
No.
Like
I think he's a step slow.
I agree.
I know he's 0-2, but CJ Carr at Notre Dame,
I like him.
He looks good.
Yeah.
I like him.
That kid-
You know who he reminds me of? Colt McCoy.
He does kind of.
He's not.
He's got a good arm. He can.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything amazing. But he's a good decision maker. He avoids negative plays, doesn't take sacks, and he avoids turnovers largely.
Mm-hmm.
He's a young guy,
Yep.
but he puts his team in position to succeed. How about that kid at Ohio State? Florida State kid is a baller, dude.
Tommy
Julian
Castellanos.
Sayin, I think, is going to be a hell of a player.
Yep.
Florida State kid can play.
Florida State, though, is a problem. I can't
For
wait to watch
sure.
Florida State versus Miami.
When is that? That's 2 weeks?
No way. Is it
Let
2
me
weeks?
see. Florida State. Yeah. No, it's what day is this?
'Cause they got
It's October 4th.
So I think
Coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
2 weeks.
3 weeks.
Oh wow! So Miami's got to go to. They got Florida this
They
week.
got Florida this week. Then so they're hosting Florida. Then they go to Tallahassee.
God.
It's going to be a
Who are you taking that one early? Early line. Let's say it's straight up.
Miami.
and Florida State's got they got Kent State and
Take
Virginia.
Yeah. It's
At Florida State. Just straight
well,
up.
what's the line?
Well, we
It's
don't
not
know
out
yet.
yet.
Just straight up. You're taking Miami.
Dude,
Miami's got
Carson
some
Beck.
playmakers.
Dude, Carson Beck, man, he's out there dealing.
He is dealing, and I think he's got some guys around him that set him up well.
Yeah. And their defense is good.
Yeah. I don't know. Are you nervous at all about Auburn coming here
Oh yeah.
in a bye week?
Yeah, so as a player, I never liked bye weeks unless you're obviously hurt. They're good for that sense. But when you've got a hot football team that's meshing well and making big time plays in big time situations, and then you come to a bye week, it kind of messes up the rhythm of everything.
I totally agree.
Like, right?
I'd be interested in what our record is coming off bye weeks. I don't know if that's easy.
I'm sure.
But it's
What
not.
do we
it's
have?
probably
2
not
bye
great.
weeks now?
Yeah. Yep.
See,
It's hard, right? I feel like it's almost a trap. Jackson Arnold, we threw a little bit of shade his way, but I do feel like he's much improved in that system, and he's a dynamic quarterback that can use his legs. It does kind of concern me, and they have that really
So
good
you're
wide
but
receiver. What's
but here's
kid's
the way
name?
I
that wide receiver.
I don't know his name,
Coleman? No,
Kevin Coleman.
Kevin Coleman.
Kevin,
Is he
but-
the guy that had a day like true
Cam
freshman
Coleman.
last year?
Cam Coleman.
Dude,
sorry,
Cam.
not Kevin. Cam. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that
He had a
number-
good. He had a
number
good
8?
game against us.
What was
Yes.
he?
What number is he?
What number is he? 8?
I'm not sure, but
10?
That dude's a baller.
he
Number
had
8.
Number 8.
Number 8,
Thank
yeah.
you, Luke.
Hey,
He's feeding me all the info. I'm not just thinking of this, but yeah. But so I was going to say that you'd rather be in Auburn's position, who's got to go on the road this week and then come here next week.
Oh no, don't hear this wrong. Greg.
Okay.
I'm
No.
a little bit nervous about the game because it would be. What is it called? Battered Aggies? Like
Battered
I think
Aggie
in the back
syndrome?
of our minds we have doubts.
Yeah, there are
until
doubts.
we just go out and do it.
I see. I understand that completely.
But we do
Yeah.
have Mike Elko now.
I mean, I do think that this bye timed up well. I mean, these guys got home at 4 a.m. in the morning on Saturday. You're tired. It's a
Yeah.
big win. I mean, that takes out a lot of energy and fuel. So we have time to get healthy, get Bryce Anderson back healthy. And so there's pros and cons. But as a player, like if you're healthy and you're in the moment and you're grooving, the last thing you want to go do is sit on your ass for 14 days.
You know what it reminds me of?
I'm just being honest.
It's like you got 3 holes to play in golf, right? And you just
Rain delay.
hammered. And you just hammered, right?
Rain delay.
And some dude hammers you back in the fairway, and then you're like 200 yards out, but you stick it to a foot and birdie and double the bet and hammer them back, right? And then boom, hour and a half weather delay. There's lightning in the area,
Yeah.
and it's like, dude, I got 2 more holes. I just like
Yeah.
it's that rhythm.
Yeah, you just have to think about it.
You start all over. It's like anyone's game again. I don't
get
know. I'm like you, dude. It scares me a little bit.
I know.
I don't like Auburn, but at least we have them at home.
At least we get to watch them play a pretty decent matchup this week and see how they respond to.
I agree. But this football team, I big picture coming out of Notre Dame, I think you feel like your quarterback. I have come at peace with. I don't need him to be an NFL prototype quarterback. He's a winner.
Yeah,
like that's hard to like. Tim Tebow to me is an enigma. Everyone will have him as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in college football. I think he's one of the most overrated and worst college quarterbacks that played on the best football team ever. But if you're gonna, you have to give him credit to say, hey, that guy's a winner, right? Mm-hmm. There's something to be said about that guy where he wins. And I think Marcel's got something where he just wins. People are going to try to knock him this week that he was 17 or 35, but the dude wins.
Yeah.
It's hard to, like, how do you quantify that?
No, I mean, your team responds to a guy that wins. That's who I want playing for me.
Exactly. And so let them say what they're going to say. As long as he keeps winning, putting our team in positions to succeed, that's the most important position in sports. Your head football coach and your quarterback. And right now, if you're an Aggie, you got to be really confident about those two.
What do you grade it? Like, what would you say, like, after that game? Are you going, like, B- or, like, for Marcel? What do you think it – because I just want to know, because it was a huge win.
A top 10 road win.
But, like, his play. Like, aside
if
from
you're just like,
I'm looking at
like decisions,
decision
throws,
making, yes,
like execution,
accuracy.
I don't know. I didn't go play by play. I couldn't even. I would say probably like a B, but it's an A performance.
That's exciting though. I mean, he's not even hitting his peak performance.
Exactly,
and he's young.
Yeah, he is young. That's another crazy thing. Is how old is he? 20?
I think so. Yeah. He's got
sophomore, right?
Yep.
Did he redshirt?
Yeah. He redshirted.
Yeah. So redshirt. So this is a third year. So he's draft eligible.
Did he redshirt?
Did he red? I don't think he redshirted.
I don't think he redshirted.
He
redshirted. Yeah. He redshirted his freshman year. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, y'all throw me all kinds of curveballs, making me second guess myself. Luke Evangelist, my fact checker back there, helping me out.
So Marcel Reed is draft eligible after this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize that. I was thinking it was second year too.
I did too.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Here we are. To your point, there's a lot of potential here, and we didn't play our best game as a team. Our quarterback didn't have his best day, but guess what? We still won.
Yeah,
that's a great thing. When you can go win on the road against a top 10 team and not give them your best shot, that's pretty impressive. I like what this offense is doing right now, though. I think as an aggregate, I think you look at Colin. I thought had one of his best days. Colin,
100%,
put us in a position like I mentioned earlier, that halfback seam. But
I love that halfback seam.
But
great play
21 personnel does what? Base defense, right? And then what are they going to be focused on? Trying to slow up the run game, which invites what? Single high defense, which you want when you're throwing triple seam, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of, hey, I can dictate the coverage I want to get with personnel groups, and that was impressive. And then how about the big play to Craver down the sideline? Yeah. What do you think they're keying off on? Well, yeah, bubble.
They pop the bubble.
Boom. Safety still got his eyes in the backfield. Like,
yeah.
Rumor has it he's still looking on that play in the back. So I'm all about where this offense is trending.
And I don't even think we've really run the ball as good as our potential.
Exactly. But I did love to see. Moss is your guy.
Le'Veon Moss,
you had to have
him. 21 carries, 80 yards, three touchdowns.
Dude's a dog.
Yeah, red zone efficiency has been really solid this year for us, which is huge. If we get down there, we need to put points on the board.
We got to drop it right there, gentlemen. I appreciate y'all coming in. It was a lot of fun. And on the other side, we'll talk to Aaron Torres, go around college football and all that fun stuff. You're listening to TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner Schulers. Welcome back in. TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We're here inside the Rollo Insurance Studio. Nick Savage filling in for David Nuno. He's out enjoying some family time, enjoying the bye week. We're going to go to the Buppies Catering and Bartending Hotline and talk to our good friend of the program, Aaron Torres. This is Around College Football, brought to you by Milliken Reserve, a College Station community featuring homes, trails, farms, and wide open spaces. With a mission to build a healthy community around nature, take part in the Milliken Reserve community with a Conservancy membership. Learn more at millikenreserve.com today. AT, how are you, my friend? Good to talk to you. AT, appreciate it. I'm not gonna lie, AT. I'm jealous. I'm trying to work to a point where I get to do that too. So, but anyways, you had a good tweet. I appreciate it. AT, you had a fun tweet. We noticed it here at TexAgs, and I'm just gonna read it back to you, and I'm gonna let you take it and run it. Marcel Reed, most underrated player in college football. You can argue with me, but you'd be wrong.
To seal the victory, the great touchdown pass to win at Notre Dame. I think this guy, one, just even the story of how he got the job, right? I mean, listen, it's no disrespect to Connor Wigman, but he's named the starter. Marcel Reed comes in, obviously, after an injury, leads them to a win at Florida. And this time, actually exactly a year ago, week 3, we're saying, well, who's this Marcel Reed kid? And he's amazing in that win at Florida. Wigman comes back. Marcel Reed goes back to the bench, and all this guy does is keep proving himself over and over. And so I'm watching that Notre Dame game, and I'm thinking about the fact that, I'm guilty of this as anybody. We spent all offseason talking Arch and Lenoris Sellers and Garrett Nussmeier, and it's like, this guy's as good as any of them. And this is a guy that I would trust as much as any of them. And so, incredible win. Happy for the Aggie fan base and obviously the fans that traveled all that way to South Bend. But I'll just say this. I think this is a legitimate team, a legitimate playoff contender. And I think this is going to be a really fun season led by a really fun player in Marcel Reed.
Yeah, just talk to me a little bit about maybe your confidence level that A&M can stay relevant because, I think we've been talking about it a lot this morning about how this is one of the first big wins A&M has had early on in the season since probably about 2020 when they beat Florida at home. So just what's your confidence level that A&M can stay in that playoff conversation?
Yeah, first of all, Nick, you can inform me. I know there were stats about consecutive road losses and then consecutive losses to ranked opponents. So, not even necessarily this week, but kind of in that, as you said, 2021 to 23, 24 type range. But what I'll say is this, is that, listen, we all look at teams on a piece of paper in July and August and assume some things, but then games get played and stuff matters. And so I think when you're talking about Texas A&M, I go to the fact that, one, certainly, especially last week, they looked as good as anyone could have hoped or imagined. But I think we also have to call a spade and say that a lot of teams on their schedule that I think we all kind of looked at as either toss-up games or that's going to be really tough. Now, all of a sudden, it doesn't look that tough. I think part of, and I'm not trying to make this a Texas segment. I'm not trying to bash Texas just because I'm on an Aggie station. But, I think part of the concern you have to have if you're a Texas fan is that, every game that you're going into right now, the other team is going to have the better quarterback. That's not just a Texas A&M thing. I think that's Arkansas when you play Arkansas with Taylon Green. I think that's, Oklahoma with John Mateer. And so I bring it up because that Texas game looked like it was going to be a real challenge, and it still will be. But it certainly doesn't look like it's going to be the challenge that we thought it was going to be in August and July. Oh, by the way, same with South Carolina. They can't move the football right now. I know Lenora Sellers was hurt last week, but I think they have big issues. Florida certainly has plenty of issues as they get set to come to College Station in a few weeks. And so I know there are some teams that are probably a little bit better than we thought, probably starting with the game next week against Auburn, who I think is a legitimately good team. I don't think they're quite playoff caliber, but like an 8-4 type team. But I think if you're talking about the teams that on paper look worse than we thought they would, 2 months ago, a lot of those teams are on Texas A&M's schedule, and a lot of those games were, frankly, games that I think a lot of people looked at in the fall and gave the advantage to the other team.
Yeah,
and I don't know that we would do that anymore.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. And, one of those teams, like you mentioned, is Texas. And on your show the other day, you had an interesting topic. If people want to hear the full conversation, they obviously should go check out the Aaron Torres podcast. But you had a segment about Arch Manning, and maybe he's not as good as everyone thought, or you actually say he might be worse than we're talking about now. So just maybe kind of summarize that. And again, if people want to hear the whole thing, they should go check out that podcast.
No, I appreciate it. I don't have all of the stats in front of me, but I let me put it this way. On Saturday, and I'll try to be quick because I know you have a lot of other guests, but I put out some tweet about basically if I had to win a game tomorrow, these are the SEC quarterbacks that I'd take over Arch Manning. And it was basically every SEC quarterback. And I think some people took it as mean-spirited, whatever. But, there was just some jarring stats that came out this week about really just how much he is struggling as far as where not only he ranks among SEC quarterbacks, but I think among Texas, among, SEC offenses. I found the tweet really quick. Last in third down conversions, last in red zone conversions, last in fourth down conversions, 14th in scoring, 13th in passing yards. I mean, again, people can find the segment, like you said, Nick, and I appreciate you promoting my show. But I just think it's been bad. There's something clearly wrong, either an injury that's being hidden or this kid has just regressed, which I in some ways feel bad about. But I think it's actually worse than people think. And I think because Texas has kind of been off the radar since the Ohio State game, I don't think people realize just how bad it looked and just how bad it felt last week when they played, I think it was UTEP last week.
Absolutely. AT, we got to keep things rolling, so I appreciate you taking some time and talking to me, and we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, my man. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon, and I look forward to talking to you and Nuno in the future. Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. That's Aaron Torres on the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. We'll hit a break. On the other side, school will be in session with Jim Turner. That's presented by Paragon Financial Advisors. So stay tuned for that. You're listening to TexAgs Live, presented by David Garner Schulers.
I wish I had Olin here for it because he loves energy drinks. Catalyst Citrus Spark. This is one of the new flavors out there. Whether you're grinding through workouts, cramming for a test, or closing in on a deal, or getting ready for TexAgs Live, you never know, right? Fast becoming the go-to fuel for Aggies everywhere. Zero sugar. I'm all in for that. Or synthetic sweeteners, no artificial colors or flavors. Catalyst delivers clean, high-performance energy with smooth, crisp taste that is never syrupy, designed for both health and hustle. You want to get going? You use this Catalyst right here. It's about pure energy and pure results. And what sets them apart? Packed with premium nootropics blended to boost focus, clarity, and mental stamina. I need this. I'm in, guys. I'm in. Plus, with plant-based caffeine, vitamin B12, B6, Catalyst supports metabolism and energy production, making it more than a drink. It's your lifestyle training partner. Built for competitors on the field, Catalyst fuels strength, focus, and pure results. Buy now at drinkcatalyst.com. That is drinkcatalyst.com. Train harder, think sharper, pure results. It's Catalyst.
All right, school is in session with Jim Turner here on TexAgs Live, presented by Paragon Financial Advisors. Aggie-owned Paragon Financial Advisors. If you want financial guidance that truly puts you first, visit paragon-adv.com. Coach Turner, how are you, sir?
Feeling great, man. Great win.
Great win, right?
Great win. Big time.
Any type of win is a great win. This win, what I found interesting was the way they won.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have drawn it up that way, and they found a way to. I didn't think both teams were going to score in the 40s. I thought it was going to be in the 20s. They scored in the 40s.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, like, and coaches in every sport, in every business, right? Body language means a lot, right? And I think the exciting thing is you look at our quarterback during that game, and he was fearless. He was fearless.
Yeah.
And at the end of that game, I mean, he put that ball right there.
Mm-hmm.
And, not taking anything away from the receiver and all that, but it's the quarterback right there. And if that guy, just the way that he came off the field after that play and the way that, just the look in his face. And as a coach, you're always looking for that. You know what I mean? Like, what's the temperament of the team right now? And it was back and forth. It was a great football game to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. One thing I wanted to get into with you is how the line is playing next week. We're not going to do the film breakdown this week. Next week we will. But the offensive line has given up 1 sack this year. How have they played in your eyes?
Yeah, this was the test, right? So I discount the first 2 games. Those were great warm-ups for the team, and I love the fact that they do that for them. It's excellent. But this was the first real test, and I thought that the line passed with flying colors, right? I thought they did a great job. I think the biggest thing is, right, if there's a weakness right now, and I'm just being honest, taking a shot at the kid, but I'm being honest, and he knows it, is 78, right? So he had 5 penalties in that game. Now, one of those penalties was absolutely ridiculous call. Okay, you have a thing as an offensive lineman, when you're pass blocking, it's a trap, right? So you pass and you throw your hands on him. He's got his hands on you, and you knock his hands down. It's a trap. They call it a trap, right? It's a trap technique. And he did that about as well as you could do. Mm-hmm. And you could see it on the replay. And to the announcer's credit, he did say, I really don't see what the penalty is. And usually they don't have the balls to say it, right? But he said it. And I was thinking the same thing, you know what I mean? I had my soup is all over my face and my shirt and all that. I was like, Jesus. Because I know the kid's working his butt off. He's a good player. But he had four offsides as well, false starts. And he has to get that under control because it's going to hurt them in a big game. Yep. It almost hurt them the other night. So other than that, everybody played really well. You can see them. Their pass protection is elite. Their run blocking is very good. They ran number 8, 20 times in that game. And we both said that last week. It had to be that way to win this football game. And both the run games were good. Their run game did a good job. Our run game did a good job. So there was enough balance there. And now you have these weapons, right, that just showed up, right? I know everybody knows about 7, and I was excited about 7, right? But I really don't care until they actually show me the money, right? So number 1 to me is an absolute, he's got to be one of the top 3 receivers in the country right now. I shouldn't say that because that jinxed the kid. And if he hears it, he's going to be like, oh, you're hearing that a lot right now. I heard somebody say something about him for the Heisman Trophy. You know what I mean? So somebody better punch him in the face at practice and say, you didn't win the Heisman Trophy yet.
Not yet.
And I know, obviously, they'll do a good job at handling all that, but they have some weapons, man. If you have 8 on the field, 7 on the field, 1 on the field, and then you have 10 playing quarterback, right? I mean, come on, you got a serious offensive weapons right there. So, and the big thing today is, right, their ability to just spread the field and attack the field, right, which they obviously now have that ability. So just incredible talent there. I love the way they gave the ball to 8. Every run doesn't have to be a 7-yard gain, right? So, and he was getting his 1s, his 3s, right? I thought that the offensive line really came into their own the other night. Their confidence should be up. They did a great job.
So how much of it is it the offensive line against a good defensive line, or was that defensive line not very good at attacking the quarterback?
Yeah, I thought that, I think Miami has a good football team. I thought they did a good job against Miami. We just dominated them. So it's early in the year, I understand. And so to me, I can't answer that 100%. I didn't think that they played well in that game, but maybe they didn't play well because we're good.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, now that's why you still have to play games, as everybody knows, right? So, I mean, you look at Alabama in their game that they lost a week ago, and then they come back this week and they look like the national champs, right? So now there's a little bit of coaching in there too, but at the same time, obviously there's a lot of talent there as well. So I think that the defensive line for Notre Dame probably isn't as good as we originally gave them credit. Those defensive ends didn't do anything in this football game. And they didn't threaten our tackles. I mean, I watched that line play. I watch it in and out, and there's just no threatening. We ran the ball. We moved the line of scrimmage. Like you can see, if you just replay the play, just stare right at the line. Don't look at a player. Just stare right at the middle of the line and just see where it moves. And if it's moving this way and we're going this way, and we were doing that, we were moving them off the ball.
I'm not trying to get you fined, not that you're coaching for the A&M right now, but have you seen some of the social media reaction from the referees expert about A&M getting away with some holds at the end? And I mean, that's football, man.
Yeah, I mean, Besantis, right? I don't know Besantis. I've never met Besantis, right? But he's obviously a beast, right? He's an NFL player. I would imagine just looking at the way he plays, right? So he's probably the tough guy. He's probably the tough guy in that line, right? Yeah. So big boy from New Jersey, right? So that being said, right, he did get away with a hold at the end, right? But when we get away with the hold, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
So you got to take the good with the bad, because if you look through it, right, are there holds that they had in the game? Yeah, there's always holds, right? I would just rather they got rid of holding and we could tackle those guys. It would be awesome. But
that's probably not going to happen. Then.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm just kidding. Obviously, but he's a good player, and they didn't get him on it. If they got him on it, they were either going to get our 17 or their holder, right? So somebody was going to be the guy that was going to get crucified on this thing, and if that happened to him, they would have got him for it. So I'm glad they didn't, and he played a really good football game.
Something that came up on the show on Wednesday that I thought is interesting, and from a coach's perspective, tackling is down at all levels.
Yeah.
In the NFL, in college football.
Yeah.
And it's not just isolated with A&M missing tackles. Everybody's missing tackles. And I think it's as easy as they don't work on it like they used to.
Yeah. I don't think that is it, okay? I think tackling, I see teams, everywhere I visit, I see teams work on tackling. Here's the thing that gets me about tackling is, there's this new way of tackling now. It might have come in 5 years ago. I don't even know when it came in. And now, they tell you not to put your hat in front of the player when you tackle him. I remember standing against the goalpost. I was coaching for the Bengals. My son was playing defense in Cincinnati for a Pop Warner team. And I'm leaning against the goalpost, and I'm like, I see him putting his hat behind guys when he's trying to tackle them. I said, hey, Mike, I go, bite the ball. I go, you put your head in between the goal line and the ball carrier when you tackle him. Bite the football. And I said, get your head in front of the player. He did it the next play, and the guy, whap. And I'm like, yeah, no kidding. I didn't even know they changed the rule on tackling at the time. But I know that they're trying to get people that they want you to put your hat behind the player. I don't understand that at all. I don't understand that. But I know it's a big thing, and I know it's a controversial thing. People are probably going to hate me for saying it, but whatever. I can't stand it, because to me, it's like blocking. When you block another human being, right? And I watch players do it, and they try and hit them with their hands, and then their head's back here, and they're like turning their hat to the side. I'm like, what are you doing? I go, if you're a guard and you're playing in the NFL or the SEC, your face is going to, if you run off the ball with everything you got, your face is in that block. Not your head, not the crown of your head, your face. That's why there's a mask on there. Yeah. And so your face, because really where your head goes, your body goes. If my head goes, where my head goes, my body goes. And so I tell guys, I go, you attach the screws of your helmet to the target. So if I'm aiming at the outside half of the play side number, I'm putting the screws of my helmet right on that target. Yeah. And when I do that, right, you're going to find, as soon as guys do that, they're like, that works. They love it, because when you try and hit a guy with your head, just think about it, right? You're going to take a defensive tackle like one of our defensive tackles, 310-pound 3 technique, and he fires off the ball. You think you're going to catch him with your hands? And that's going to stop. That's not going to stop. You got to catch them with your whole body. And so, where you put your face in everything that you do is really an important part of being successful or not successful.
So let's close out with this. Bye week, it can always come at a good time after a loss and come at a bad time. I think after an emotional win, it might be a good thing. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it is what it is, right? So you have to, you have to make it work. And so, to me, right, it can be a great week. I think the biggest thing is that, like the number one thing is nobody can walk into the facility with a smile on their face. Like there's just no way, especially at the line position, right? Like you can never say what I just said. Like I never say that as a coach.
Right.
Like when I'm looking at them, right? Like if we went into after that game, when we went in with their experience and how long they've all been around and together, I would torture them on Monday after that game. Every little thing that they did wrong, I would torture them. And they would come out of there thinking that we lost by 4 scores. We gave up 9 sacks and we ran the ball for 20 yards. And so.
Because you're trying to get to a certain standard to win a championship.
Yeah. And at that position, like number 1, number 7, and 10, right? Those guys lie in their bed at night. They dream about scoring touchdowns. There's no problem with motivating them. They're just driven by that fame and that money and that success. But for a lineman, if you gave them a choice, hey, we can go play practice today and get ready for the next game, or we can all lie on the couch and watch a movie and eat Twinkies.
Got to drop Jim Turner right there. If you want to hear the rest of that, go to TexAgs.com and check that out. We'll hit a break. Quick segment on the other side. You're listening to TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner Jewelers. As a reminder, the final segment of the show is brought to you by Double Dave's. That is at 10:50. But right now, caller number 12, 979-693-1150. We'll hook you up with your choice of dozen pepperoni rolls or one large topping pizza from Double Dave's, serving Aggieland since 1984. Double Dave's Pizza, serving up your favorite pizza and world-famous pepperoni rolls with reliable in-house delivery, bringing piping hot goodness straight to your door. Just click doubledaves.com and your favorites are on their way. We're going to go over to the news and the Angry Elephant news and Social Center really quickly. Alex Schoonover's got some potential playoff matchups that might be fun to watch. What do you got?
Yeah. So I saw this article on ESPN projecting the college football playoff top 12 after week 3.
Okay.
So some of the first round games, number 12, South Florida, they have them as the American Conference champion at A&M, number 5.
Oh, wow.
As a number 5 seed. I was just going to get your take on that game.
Please.
Of the matchup.
Give me a home playoff game. I know if you're a higher seed, you get a bye, but like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Home
imagine
Kyle Field.
Kyle Field playoff game. That would, you know what I want to see? Georgia Tech come here. First round playoff game. How awesome and fun would that be? It would be scary to play him.
Yeah.
Because I would be worried about that.
Yeah, that'd be his legs, man. That'd be a great game, though.
Are there a few other SEC matchups maybe in there?
So they have number 10 Tennessee on the road against number 7 Florida State.
That's fun.
Match up pretty well.
That's fun.
And then number 9 Oklahoma and number 8 Penn State.
Give me Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
I'm not a Penn State believer. I know they went far in the playoffs last year, but I'm not a Penn State believer. One more.
And then they have, so the other one is number 11 Iowa State. They're the Big 12 champ going up against number 6 Oregon.
Give me Iowa State.
Iowa State?
Give me Iowa State.
Upset
why
it.
not? What are the top 4 seeds?
What?
Top 4 seeds would be number 1 Ohio State, Big 10 champ. Number 2 Miami is the ACC champ. Number 3 Georgia is the SEC champ. And they have LSU as the number 4 seed.
Okay.
So
I can see that.
I don't know about LSU. Not high on them. But
Fan show coming up next. Keep it right here. This is TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner Jewelers.
Starkville's actually not a bad trip. It's just the cowbells.
You're telling everyone. Starkville, not the best trip. Welcome in, Fan Show. We're presented by David Gardner Jewelers here inside the Rollo Insurance Studio, and it is time for the
Fan Show.
And that's presented by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America. We are the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks. You pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. PrizePicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs. Gentlemen?
I'm not wrong, though.
I'm not arguing.
It's like Mississippi State, it's a fun trip. It's not the worst. It's not the best. Like Starkville's it's a cute little town.
Everyone's listening. Why are we talking about Starkville?
Well, because we were reliving Big Game Browning's trip to South Bend, Chicago.
Oh, you're gonna start a GoFundMe or something, right?
Yes, we're starting a fan show. We're going to crowdsource the finance for Big Game Browning to go to all the big games now.
I'm in. I'll take it.
Great. You can use your money you win on Prize Picks to fund your tickets.
We'll probably use the money Hunter wins on Prize Picks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Browning and I stink at this.
We'll go over to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. We got Alex Schoonover, and he's got the first question for y'all today.
I'm going to try to do it better this time for y'all. A lot of week 3 chaos. What's on y'all's mind right now?
A big game. I think you got to go.
I'll go first. I never get to go first anyway, so it's cool. But I don't care about the chaos. I had the best road trip of all the road trips we've taken. It was so fun. That was unlike any of the other ones we've been to. I mean, I've never seen so many Aggies in one place in my life. We turned up as well as any fan base possibly could. I mean, not from getting there. So we actually went and stayed in Chicago. We stayed in downtown Chicago. Got there Thursday night, but spent the whole day Friday. And I'm telling you, everywhere we went in that city were Aggies. We were everywhere. We took the architectural boat tour, which was super fun. That's awesome. That's an awesome thing to do. If you ever go there, it doesn't sound cool, but it is awesome. And I mean, we get on this boat, and the boat wasn't very big. It was kind of a smaller boat, but I mean, there's probably 40, 50 people in there. I bet half of them were Aggies. Everywhere we went to the Cubs game. The Cubs game, by the way, Wrigley is awesome. Bucket list. Got to go to Wrigley.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But to go to Wrigley and see people that you don't even know were going to the game everywhere. It was kind of. I mean, I saw as many people at the Cubs game as I feel like I'd see at Bluebell. So, that was awesome. I mean, thousands of us at the Cubs game. The famous organ that plays. They played the War Hymn on there, which was super cool. Awesome. And then to get to go to South Bend, and I mean the campus is beautiful. It really is beautiful. It's tiny. I mean, it's way smaller than you think it is. I mean, we think about this monstrosity of a campus here, but this place is tiny, but it's beautiful. It's all iconic stuff you've seen tons of times, especially if you've seen Rudy. Walking around campus, checking all that out, and then to get in that, and they were wonderful fans. We had no issues with them, and I haven't really heard many people say they had any issues with the Notre Dame fans. They were all like, "Welcome to Notre Dame." They welcomed us into their tailgates, and but everybody was super nice. And then to get into the game and to I mean, when we got in the stadium to see that much maroon, it was nuts. And the game itself was I mean, that makes it even better. I mean, again, I went to Gainesville last year. That game was kind of in hand fairly early. I mean, we had that game won pretty soon. It seemed like there was no, but this one to go all the way down to the wire and to hear that stadium. The coolest part was to hear that stadium go dead silent, us and them on that last, because we couldn't see. No one could tell if he caught that ball or not. And to hear, I mean, they're going raucous, and then the pass goes. Everyone goes dead silent. And then he catches it, and of course, where we were sitting about 20, 25-yard line to look down, and we couldn't tell. And all I was doing was watching that rep. And as soon as those hands went up, it was like a home game. It was that loud. We exploded. It was noticeable on TV.
Yeah, it was an absolutely. I feel bad about rubbing it in on all the FOMO folks. Like poor Hunter was like he hated missing out on it, but. What a game! What an experience! I hated that. I mean, we hadn't been there in 25 years, so it'll probably be another 25 years before we go back to something like that. But man alive, that was so fun! And what a game! What a winner!
The guys were all winners. I mean, they really did come and play their hearts out. I mean, obviously we still have a lot of deficiencies in places, but to go in there and win that game, they say a hostile environment. It's nothing like SEC games, but I'm guessing it was probably pretty loud for them. I mean, because they were. I mean, their little towels are waving and they're yelling and hollering and whatnot, but it was nothing like any of the SEC games I've been to. Nothing. I mean, Ole Miss is louder than that place is, and so, but unbelievable experience, and one I'll never forget. And being able to go and have that with my dad and a buddy of mine and his wife, and we had an absolute blast. So
leave it to Browning
awesome.
to, in like the greatest positive recap ever, be like, well, I mean, we have some deficiencies.
Well, I'm not glossing over it. I'm not going to gloss over it, but the fact is that it was awesome.
I think that's the greatest trip ever. We are probably going to go 8-4.
Well, but our minds do float that way, right? But I've like made it a point this week because it's a bye week. I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we get like a whole week plus to enjoy this big road win.
And they get an extra week to address said deficiencies. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it was great. It was absolute blast, and
but penalties and defensive.
Yeah. Well, all right. Hey, I've said my piece. You guys, hey, what's on your mind, Toner?
Well, what's on my mind? It is for the fan base, right? So the 12th man, we have a large, passionate fan base. We have a great road trip crew, right? That have gone there. Guys like. Ed Collins, my boy Derm Doc, and, he's like every game. I went back just because I was thinking about you, big game, and I went back and looked at my history of road games. Between road, neutral sites and bowl games, I've been to 48.
Wow.
Right? And there's been quite a few L's in there.
So what's the winning percentage?
I didn't calculate that yet, but I will. But it was hard. I had to go back to like Wikipedia and look up seasons because I forgot the day I went to BYU in 1996 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just so happy for the fan base, right? To go up there in that type of realm, stadium, and because I can go back through my list, and those are exactly. I don't care who's the coach or what decade. Those are exactly the kind of games that A&M just cannot get over the hump, and they did. And just from a football fan standpoint, the whole nation watched it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exciting game, fantastic finish. I mean, it's going to be one of those games. I don't care if you're a Notre Dame fan or A&M fan or just a football fan. You're going to remember that for a long, long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just because the way the game went, back and forth, cliffhanger, nail biter,
basically a walk-off.
And then win it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, but before I forget, I didn't see the flag on it because we were watching on TV. I didn't see the flag on the kickoff.
I saw it the second it went out.
I was yelling for Bussy to kneel it at the half-yard line. Like, run around and kneel it at the half. And I was getting called crazy. And I was like, well, it's a ballsy move because you got the 2-minute warning coming up, but you probably have to waste 2 plays. But I was saying burn the clock that way.
Yeah. No, the second
it didn't matter.
Yeah, the second he broke, I saw that flag, and like most of us saw it, and like my buddy Randall sitting next to me, he's like, we both just like before he's even scored.
God.
So we saw it immediately, and you could already hear them cheering as soon as that flag came out.
I would have liked to have seen that because I was watching it with Luke and Richard here, and we were losing our minds. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no way that just happened.
Yeah.
But I also had your thought too. I was like, well, if that just happened, guess what? They're going to go score. And
all they need is a field goal.
Yeah.
I was like, clock is you got to burn clock.
It did for a second felt like Achan versus Alabama, right?
Yep.
But I mean, fact is in hindsight, it actually worked out for us. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My BAS was flaring up.
But in the moment, the second I saw that flag, I knew
not that, right? But then, okay, I felt good. We get the Craver, we push it down the field in the last drive, but then the back-to-back, penalties. I'm just like, I was flared up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roy May?
One, what a good-looking uniform, right? Those were
clean. All whites, all the time.
Absolutely clean. I'm so happy that we didn't have at least one thread on the board that said how nice of fans we are, right? Glowing reviews of how good A&M are as we send them home with an L.
Yeah.
There were some Notre Dame fans that legitimately had bad experiences with Aggies, and I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. Watching that video of us walking down the ramps, singing the Spirit, it was an amazing sight. And it's one of those things where it's not that this is the end-all, be-all, we got over the hump, but Elko nailed it. Like, you got to kick down the door, man. And what we did on Saturday night was kick down the door. Speaking of games, they were perfectly tiered on Saturday, too. Like, you got to watch 3 separate time slots, 3 separate really good games, right? So that was finally nice to see. Generally, they all get lumped in together, especially in like the earlier part of the season. But this bye week for me, I absolutely love the timing of this bye week. Coming off of it, obviously it helps that you gotta win, right? But you got the win. You know, Marcel took some licks, right? I mean, that was a physical game. I don't think the Notre Dame defense is what they were last year, but Notre Dame's defense is still good. That was a physical game for these guys, right? If nothing else, Mario Craver's just tired from running. All right? And so to have this week to really kind of get right physically, you have 2 weeks to really look at tape and really address, like you said, some deficiencies we've seen heading into conference play. And so I love how the schedule is set up. Last year, Notre Dame out of the gate, we loved it, and then we realized I kind of wished we had a warm-up. Had 2 warm-ups for Notre Dame, go to South Bend, win the game that this program doesn't ever win. Then you get a week off before you get into conference play, because our conference slate is kind of funky in the sense, we're home, and then we won't see each other for a month and a half, basically. It's crazy. Right? I mean, that second bye, I like where that schedule as well. So I'm glad that we didn't get one of those threads where Notre Dame fans are just bubbling over the top, talking about how great of a fan base we are and how nice and sweet we are, but we came home with a loss, right? And just one quick thing, class act by taking care of the locker room and cleaning up. That's a culture thing. Football team leaving a clean locker room. That's just part of the culture we've been talking about with Elko.
That's kind of the new deal, yeah.
And I think that one of the things that probably my biggest takeaway is, like, I always look at history. I always go back to be like, at all times I'm always going back. Well, we've had other coaches that we've been excited about, especially in the beginning, like this, we're moving in a new direction. We say this every new coach, right? Sumlin, we said that. Jimbo, we said that. Sherman, we said that even. I mean, Brand, we were so excited, but they didn't win. None of those guys won this game, right? We did not go on the road and beat top 10 teams, especially out of conference. I mean, we hadn't beat an out-of-conference Power 5 team since on the road since Pitt in 2002 is what we found the other day. Right. We didn't win this game. Elko went in and won this game with a gritty. I mean, with the things that all the mistakes that we made to still come in and win. I mean, Marcel, just looking at Marcel's game alone, I mean, he made some. I mean, so there's some big time plays, and he made some. I mean, there were times where some of these guys were wide open. Yeah. That Niblack, when he went up the sideline, I mean, that's a touchdown. When we're on the 2-yard line and they chunked. I mean, KC was. I mean, no one. If he catches that ball, that's a 97-yard touchdown. No doubt. So these things happen, but at the same time, you turn around and then boom, he hits Craver with that. I mean, perfect pass where we're getting yacked now. That's the difference, I think, offensively. But we don't win these games in the past, no matter which of those coaches it was. But that is. But we go in and we win it with this. That's that attitude and something that Elko and his staff are bringing. And man, I'm here for that.
Well, that's one thing. And so I think we all need to remember that Marcel is still early in his development. He really kind of is. I mean, I get that he started a lot of games last year, but he's still young, right? And his completion percentage, obviously we'd love to see it better. But after that kickoff got called back, and he went on the field, it's just like ice in his veins, man. Like there's an it factor that you can't coach, and he just took the team and drove them down the field and won the game. Like, it's that simple.
He's got a lot of potential game-winning. Some games where the defense let him down, but he's got the bowl game last year, led a game-winning drive if the defense would have held. This one against Notre Dame, Billy went through it last night. Yeah, there you go. Auburn did the same thing.
Defense 31-28 or whatever it was. Yeah.
So I mean, he's a winner.
He's a leader.
By the way, the Craver touchdown, the spin out of the tackle. We we saw it, but we didn't see it the way that, I mean, so when we went back, we're driving back to Chicago at 1 a.m, by the way, and we pull it up on the and dude. We didn't know how sick that was. That was so awesome.
Total bonkers.
That was so awesome.
Kind of
What a
set the
game.
tone for the rest of the game, right? Like it's a bomb of a touchdown that he made happen.
Great
But-
play call, great route, but then that play stops there for 99.9% of the receivers on a play.
Sure. Yeah. That was so sick.
In fact, that play probably stops there for him at 99% of the time.
Yeah.
His balance. It's not just his speed.
I couldn't tell he was wrapped up. I mean, I just saw him do a spin, and then he's gone. And we're, of course, there's towels and people jumping.
You
and
thought he hit the circle button.
Yeah, I thought he hit the circle button. Instead, he actually got wrapped up and spun around. Somehow he kept his feet. That was super impressive. What a game by that guy. That guy was, to be SEC Player of the Week, he is absolutely deserved.
Leading the nation in receiving yards.
Unreal.
He's it's crazy that out of the two, Mario Craver and Casey, and I'm sure Casey's going to have these games too. It just hasn't happened yet, but Mario Craver has been the biggest, talking point. And Marcel Reed's getting Heisman hype, but why not? OB said earlier today, if he goes out against Auburn and has another, 100+ yard receiving game with a touchdown or two.
When the last time we said an Aggie was leading the nation in receiving yards? I'm going to say never in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Mike Evans in 2013.
Mike Evans in 2013.
Maybe Swope after that Baylor game.
Said, yeah.
Swope went off. In
that checks.
So.
But yeah, my thought is, okay, well, so because everyone keeps talking about KC, well, maybe they're focusing on him and it's leaving Craver.
Exactly.
Well, now they're going to move over and start focusing on Craver, and it's going to leave KC open.
To have two weapons.
And then really, Bussy's a baller. And then they've raved about Bethel Roman.
Mm-hmm.
He just hadn't had many catches yet, but there's still other guys.
Lots of arrows in the quiver, man.
Yeah, it's wild.
We'll hit a break here. On the other side, we'll break down this Notre Dame win just a little bit more. Maybe we heard how you took in that win, but I kind of want to get y'all's reaction to that final play, wherever you were, what you're doing, and all that fun stuff. You're listening to TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner Jewelers. TexAgs Live. It's the fan show presented by Prize Picks. TexAgs Live is presented by David Garner Jewelers. We're here inside the Rollo Insurance Studio. We got Roy May, Matt Browning. Roy May's over there.
Yep.
This is Matt Browning. I was just all out of order. Then Hunter Shirtliff here.
Big Game Browning.
Big Game Browning. We heard how
I
you
like it. I'm sorry, I like it,
I do
guys.
too.
I really like it. I'm gonna own that.
We heard how you took in that final play. I want to hear y'all's perspective of it, just your reaction. Do you even remember what you did, what happened? So, Hunter, you can start us off.
Yeah, so thank goodness for Starlink, because I was at this remote ranch in Oklahoma, right? So got the Starlink set up, and so we're watching. But yeah, so I was talking through it, pacing, right? Like, you can't get a first down. This is the game, this is the game, this is the game. And he just chunked like 2 poor ball. One could have been picked off, but one was low.
Boy, that one is...
Again, my BAS is totally flared up, right? That's not a good odds at the 11-yard line trying to get into the end zone. It's just not. That's a tough play.
Yeah.
Connects, instantly thought, did he even catch it, right? Are we going to have a review situation? Because we couldn't see him where the ball was when he hit the ground. Total elation, high five, screaming, right? Like, we never win this game. So it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, just so good. Stayed up all night watching, SEC final, college game day final, all the Twitter comments.
It's like you want the affirmation.
Absolutely.
Hey, by the way, SEC final, we were the 5th game they showed. That was kind of.
I wonder if
BS.
that has to do with just like when they get the content.
Yeah,
in,
production's already in the can from early in the day.
Yeah, you would know.
But the best thing I saw that night, and I mean, you're probably part of it, was the fans, walking down the stadium ramps at Notre Dame singing the
Spirit.
I remember we did that. We did that against Florida. Back in 2014
I mean,
or whenever we
just
went to
take
Florida.
credit for it. You probably started the whole thing, right?
No, I wasn't there for that game, but I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that online, and I was like, that would be an awesome thing to do. If we go in, win on the road, start doing it.
It just needs to be a thing.
It just needs to be a thing. So
I grew up.
I did not hear it though. Because we came out bottom and went. I mean, but so I didn't hear the Spirit, but. Outside, not to steal Roy's thing, but I mean, every Aggie's high five. I mean, people you don't even know. As soon as the game was over, we jumped up. And a bunch of Aggies that were in our section came up. Seth McKinney was just down right in front of me. We all sat there, sawed them off together, high fiving everybody. It was awesome. It was awesome. Sorry, go ahead, Roy.
What was your game day scene, Roy?
I was going to say, for all of y'all watching on the CW, in case you didn't know how to high five, Matt Browning was giving you a visual for you. Well, I have a real quick question before I go. What was on the game day menu?
We had steak,
Steak, all right.
Yeah.
Nice and straightforward.
Yeah, absolutely.
I smoked some wings.
Very good.
A lot of them.
That's my favorite way to do them, yeah.
He smoked some beers too, I promise you.
I absolutely smoked. It was a bad day to be a cold beer asshole. So I've gotten to this thing where, and it's only been in the last few years, where like during a game, whether it's Aggie football, or I'm watching West Ham, or really when I'm watching sports in general, but probably mostly those two, I put my phone down. And so I really lock into the game. I don't like texting during the game. I might text at halftime. Like I'll check my phone if it, but so I like really lock into the game. And we had some friends over, John and Ronnie came over, and my daughter didn't come over, which I love my daughter dearly, but every time she and I watch a big game together, we lose. So I'm glad she didn't come over, kind of thing.
Right.
But I just hyper locked in, and I'm not yelling, I'm not anything. It's kind of, I don't want to say psychotic, but but I'm waiting for that explosive moment, right? Because while I'm locked in, it's like it's building.
It's building.
Are you
building inside?
Are you leaned back? Or are you edge of your seat?
I am.
Oh yeah. That's how I am.
And depending on like what's working, how my hands are, like it's I mean, I'm still a little. I'm not super. I'm just a little stitious.
Yeah.
But when it happened, I just like jumped straight out of my seat. Everybody's high fiving, like hugging, yelling, screaming. I just completely bonkers. If I had my West Ham Bubbles machine set up, I would have fired that off for no reason. Because where it happened in the game as well, there was just a feeling like there's no way. There's absolutely no way.
We don't win these.
This has got to be it. There's no way Notre Dame pulls off a last second miracle. This is our time. And so I don't even know that I watched the lateral last play part. Like I was just in full blown elation, and just celebrating with everybody. And
well, especially because Notre Dame went on that just brutal march, right?
Just draining clock,
6+ minutes, or was it more? I don't know. So 2.5 minutes left, and then when Buckner drops the extra point, though, I was like, that's open. That's the window. Right
by the way, so that was one of those ooh moments. But different words that I can't use on the radio. But I was like,
my buddy Randall and I looked at each other and go, "That's big. That could be big." But then we get. So what's funny is that we got back, and I've always watched the game, especially if I go to it. I always watch the game on TV after. If we win, if we lose, I don't rewatch it. But I was sitting there watching. I was like, I kept looking at my wife, going, "Why are they keep showing this poor kid's face?" And they kept going back and forth between him and THUR, and you're just like, What are they doing, NBC? What are you doing, NBC? And then SEC short.
What was he wearing?
I don't know.
He had the neon deal with the.
It's like so in Premier League when they're warming up on the sidelines, they have to wear like the sleeveless like neon vest.
Right.
I saw that. I'm like, why is he wearing?
Because he was sending in signals, and that it helps him see.
He's a signal guy.
Yeah, he's a signal guy, so it helps him see him. But the fact that they kept going back to him and showing him, and then back to THUR, and so they're like, okay, whoever wins this game, which one of these two people are we going to blame it on?
Be the heel.
And I will say, SEC Shorts did a phenomenal job of making fun of that. I didn't think that this was their best one, the one they did this week, but they kept showing it.
He couldn't hide.
It was really. He was trying to hide behind that tree. It was really funny.
And given how he handled the snap, I don't know why he's sending in signals.
Yeah. We'll hit a break here on that note. And on the other side, we'll do our prize picks game with Luke Evangelos. So he's got some plays for us to go over. You're listening to TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner Jewelers.
Hey friends, David Nuno here for Prize Picks. They're back on TexAgs, prizepicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs to get $50 once you play in $5 lineups. And Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Football season's here, basketball coming up, baseball, you name it. You go to prizepicks.com/TexAgs and start having some fun watching sports, making some money on there. And you can play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Remember, they'll give you $50 in lineups once you play $5 lineups on Prize Picks. And they have the new thing. It's called It's Good to Be Right campaign. And they're kicking off the upcoming NFL season with their bold new campaign, It's Good to Be Right. The seasonal long push celebrates the thrills of getting it right, from the perfect prediction to winning your Prize Picks lineups. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Back on the Fan Show, we're presented by Prize Picks, and we're going to get into our Prize Picks game with Luke Evangelist. Prize Picks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America. We are the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks. You pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. PrizePicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs. And right on cue, director and Social Center host now. How'd you get in here?
Am I the first person to get a demotion live on air?
I think so, yeah.
Here, I got you. Hit it, Blanche.
All right.
How did we do last week?
Oh, I got you. Okay, so.
I don't like when he says it like that.
All right, Matt Browning. Of course, you would be the one to ask about this. You went 6-2.
Shut up! I did.
Yeah,
I'm terrible at this. There's no rhyme or reason to this.
Hunter, you were 4-4. Roy, 5-3, unfortunately. And then David went 3-5.
I didn't know y'all had a beef. Dang.
Oh wait, hold on. Roy is winning for the entire season right now. He's
Let's go. What's up? It's the Elko era, baby. Me and Elko just cooking.
All right, we can get into it. Whatever. All right, we're going to start off with John Mateer, more than or less than 255.5 passing yards.
This will regress to the mean, I promise. I will be 3rd or 4th by the end of the season. And it won't be on purpose.
Dude, this John Mateer is really impressive. I've thought he's been really good so far this year. Auburn, I don't know if we know enough about them yet still, so I'm going to go err on the side of caution and say, I'm going to say more. I mean, he's just been so good.
But I don't think that's caution. Because, I mean, he lit Baylor up.
Sawyer Robertson had 419 yards on
Baylor
Auburn's
lit Auburn
defense.
up, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
yeah, but the Bears
I feel like this is one of those
offense.
numbers that's like, looks too easy, but I'm going to go more than.
I think the weird thing about Auburn is we don't know about him because I thought that Auburn-Baylor game was going to tell us a lot about one of the teams, but I don't. And Auburn came out of it. I was like, ooh, maybe Auburn's a little bit better than we thought. Maybe they're a sleeper. I'm kind of backing off that vibe. And so, yeah, I'm with you. I'm more than with Mateer.
He's gone over this number every game he's played. 2 of them were
That's
against
what I'm saying.
bad teams. But against Michigan, he went 270, so I'll go more than 2.
Yeah. So
all right.
Nick's picking for David this week. So
yeah, Nick. So you better do well.
I'm trying to absolutely crush his chances, but we'll see.
All right, next up we've got Carson Beck at Miami. They've got who do they got? Florida.
They're at home against Florida.
Yeah, they got Florida
Game
this
day.
week. More than or less than 272.
Oh yeah, they got game day.
Oh, they got game day there.
Worst game day pick ever.
Really?
You got Michigan, Nebraska. No, it's unrelated, but
Okay.
nobody wants to watch that.
It was a strange pick, no doubt.
Yeah, very strange.
I'm gonna. I don't know why. I'm gonna go less than just because I just don't think Florida's very good, and I don't think you're gonna have to sling the ball around a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Carson Beck is. I mean, he's good, but he's. I mean, I think they're gonna run the ball pretty well, so I'm gonna go less than.
Same, less than. Florida's defense is actually playing well. They're good, right? They were in that game last week. Which crushed my prize pick parlay because Nussmeier didn't get 224.5. So I'm still mad.
Yeah, Carson Beck isn't going to have to do much to keep up with DJ Lagway as of right now, right? So yeah, I'll go less.
I'll go more. Just try to set up David, make up some ground.
Good.
Yeah. Sorry, David.
Or lose some.
Either way.
Bryce Underwood, the quarterback at Michigan, more than or less than 179.5 passing yards.
This guy is.
Where are they playing?
They're playing Nebraska.
Nebraska.
They're at Nebraska.
They're in Lincoln, yeah.
I just didn't think Underwood looked very polished as a passer against OU, but since then, I mean, I know they played lesser opponents, but he looked a lot better. That's not a big number. That's tough. I'm going to go.
Do you believe in 3-0 Nebraska?
Do you believe? I'm going to go under. I'm going to go under. Less than. I'm going to go less than 1.
Thank you. That is the correct terminology.
Oh, I don't know much about either of these teams, to be honest with you, so I'm just going to
I mean, this guy's the greatest quarterback since Arch Manning.
$10 million quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Luke, is that what they paid him?
Yeah.
It is a low number. I'm going to go more.
I'm going to go more. I think it is a low number, so I'll go more than.
He's so underwhelming. It's fascinating how underwhelming he is. I'm going to go less than.
Yeah.
Next up, Jackson Arnold, more than or less than 42.5 rushing yards.
That's spicy.
Boy, Oklahoma's defense.
Wait, do sacks count in college?
Yes, they count
against your rushing
Yeah.
totals. Yes.
I'm going to say less than. I'm going to go less for Jackson Arnold just because I think, even though he's a good, but I mean, Oklahoma's defense so far has looked really good, and they get a lot of tackles for loss, and so I'm going to go less than.
Yeah, I think OU's defense, I've seen enough. I think they're legit. I think Auburn's going to have a long day, less than.
I really want to go more on this just because I think he's going to be running for his life.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's like, seriously, I think he's like
could be their only
that
offense.
defense. That might be one of the only ways for them to produce anything. I'm going to go more than, because I honestly think he's running for his life. I think he's got enough poise in the pocket to avoid too many sacks to pull that back. So yeah, I'll go more than. Why not?
I'm going more than 2. He's been over that number twice, but one was against South Alabama, but he ran wild against Baylor, like we just talked about. He had 137 rushing yards.
Yeah, maybe that's the offense.
I know Oklahoma, good defense, but I think he can get over that number.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, that's the X factor even against a good defense is a mobile quarterback.
Yep.
All right, Dylan Raiola from Nebraska, more than or less than 223.5 passing yards.
Man, I'm going to go. I'm going to go with more. I don't know why. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about. I've never even heard of him until just now. So I'm going to go.
Oh, come on. What? Dude, get out of your bubble.
Hey. I was in South Bend last week. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, big game.
I wasn't paying attention.
If Underwood is underwhelming, then I'm putting Raiola in this category too. So I'm taking the less than.
Yeah, I'll take less than.
I'll go less too.
Smart. Cam Coleman from Auburn, wide receiver, more than or less than 55.5 receiving yards.
More than. He's electric.
Yeah.
Yeah. More.
More. I don't need to see matchups or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a low
one
number
catch for that guy.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go opposite here. I'm sticking with OU's defense. I like him. I'm going to go less than.
Just 55.5 just seems so low.
Oh, he's one guy to cover, though. So he hadn't done much.
Another wide receiver from that game, Deion Burks, the wide receiver from Oklahoma. He's their big play threat, more than or less than 65.5 receiving yards.
More
than.
Yeah, more.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything. Well, no, I don't. I'm going to go less. There you go, Nuno. Sorry.
And then,
or you're welcome.
Yeah.
Finally, DJ Lagway.
More or less than 4.5 interceptions.
I was looking for the interceptions, but instead I went with passing touchdowns. Do you think he throws a passing touchdown? It is more than or less than half against that Miami defense.
That is so bad. You got to say more.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not very high on him. I don't think he's very good, but I mean, my gosh, one touchdown pass. I mean, the odds of him not throwing a touchdown pass seem less than.
Yeah,
so I'm going to go more.
More.
Yeah, I'm going to go to more. If you looked at his, I mean, he threw for a lot of yards and a lot of completions against LSU, but just 5 of them were to the guys in the white shirts. I'm going more than.
I'm not quite on the train that Miami's defense is like a stalwart. I think their defense is really, really good, but I don't think they're elite enough to keep them out of the end zone. And I think DJ Lagway is going to have to try and do something for them to win this game. So even if it's trash time, I'll take more.
All right, that's all I got for y'all.
Sweet. We'll let you assume your position back at my seat. Yeah, promoted again. Good job, Luke.
Quickest promotion ever.
Let's hope I didn't damage Nuno's chances too bad. Oregon.
Kind of hoping you did.
Yeah, kind of hoping I did too.
I guarantee you, somehow you're going to win this next week.
But he'll take credit. But anyways, we'll hit a break here. On the other side, one final segment of today's edition of TexAgs Live and the Fan Show. This is TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner Schulers. One final segment here on the Fan Show presented by Prize Picks. Got Roy May, Hunter Shurtleff, and Matt Browning with me. And guys, I'm going to just ask you a simple question. Is Marcel Reed, is the Heisman hype fair? Is it valid? Is it deserved? Week 3 here.
Well, look, if we're going to talk about week 3, then sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we're a quarter through the season. He's on the list. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. He's on the list. I don't know about the hype just yet, but I am a massive Marcel Reed fan. And to see his development, we say from year 1 to year 2, I think it's been a massive bump. So I think it's legitimate. It's a great road win. He's undefeated. He's thrown for a ton of yards.
We need to protect him a little more.
He probably
or
needs to
protect himself a little more. 2 games in a row.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, my thought process is solely, like you said, through 3 games, he's been one of the better quarterbacks and one of the better players in the country. One of. I'm not saying he's the best, no. Yeah, I mean, really, if you ask me, I'd say Graver from our team has been more Heisman worthy.
So far.
Yeah, I mean, he's been unbelievable. He and Casey both have been great.
If he were returning kicks, he would be on the Heisman list. Or returning punts. Like, that's just how it goes as a wide receiver. Like, you can win the Blitnikoff, right? But if you're not returning, it's like Charles Woodson had to return kicks too. He had to win the Heisman.
Embarrassment of riches, though, at the return position.
Yeah.
When you think about Casey,
I don't want to
and
return.
then Bussy. I mean, I love Bussy doing it. Bussy is as good a returner as the other two is, and we don't need him. He's not I don't think he's quite the receiver they are, but he's just as electric physically, and so. I'm good with any of those guys.
Through the first 2 games, and even this one, if you watch Bussy returning kicks, he's like this close pretty much every time he gets a chance to take it out of the end zone of breaking it.
He's electric. He's got incredible vision, and that's a huge part. Like, you can't teach vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like we're talking, you can't teach moxie and that kind of thing. That leadership is just, it is what it is. But yeah, his vision on the field, and then to have the physical tools to be able to react to the vision. I mean, you got to have them both. I mean, you have great vision to run a 5.3, and it's not really going to matter.
I will ask this. Does the vibe around the program feel a little bit different to you today? Completely different?
100%.
100%.
And the reason I say that is because, again, what we've all talked about. We went into this game, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to be honest, I did not think we were going to win this game. If you'd asked me beforehand, I'd have said, nope,
I'm
I
shocked.
do not think we're going to win this game. We didn't win these games. This was a game we did not win in the past. No matter what the coaching staff was, no matter who was there, we didn't win these games, right? We can, on one hand, think about Auburn in 2014 or 15 or whenever that was, and then Bama in 2012. Those are the 2 that we came out of shock, but a non-conference early season win like this did not happen to us. And so, yes, I think this is a huge statement, a huge flip the script saying, all right, you know what? We have changed the narrative a little bit. We can go on the road and win these games. And now going into future seasons with Elko, if we get a big out of conference or big road game, we now have confidence going in. All right, we've already proven it. We can win these games.
Yeah,
so of course it changes.
Certainly, vibe's different because, exactly. You looked at the schedule like we all do at Notre Dame, at LSU, at Texas. You're like, that's 3 probably L's right there, right? So certainly, you got to maintain success, right? Live with success here and handle it well.
Yeah,
but we're certainly not booing our quarterback in the 3rd game of the year. I'll tell you that.
No, we're definitely not doing that. And one other quick thing though. We've many times gone into a game, the far superior talented team, and lost this game. And so the fact that we go in and win this game, yes, it changes. I think it definitely changes the perspective.
Browning's a bit of a chameleon. Like, he's always a chameleon, right? So he's always going to be a chameleon, but what a chameleon does, right? So Browning will always have BAS, but sometimes it's hot energy. So I appreciate that. That was intense BAS.
Hey, I am who I am.
I'll go back to what Elko said. As a program, it feels like we kicked down the door. Right? Mm-hmm. It does. And I had that feeling immediately after the final whistle. Like, this is different. And so it's exciting. I think we've all been waiting for this for a long time, right? Just in general. A lot of season to go, obviously. But man, that just something felt different about things going our way on the road at night So it was fantastic.
How about our coach chunking a chair in the middle of the game? By the way, I didn't know. We didn't know what happened until I went back and rewatched it. And that's I don't know what it is. I don't know why. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Because it's different than being 3 yards off of the sideline and berating your quarterback before he even gets off the field every time he makes a mistake. That is full-blown intensity with grown men sitting on the bench that they've already been with their position coach, or their position coach is right there about to talk to him. He has expectations, and it's not just for one group or one person. That is full accountability across the team.
Right.
And if it's throwing a chair, I'm here for it too, man.
Because that was something that he's been over 10 times with us.
Yeah.
And he'd had it.
Yeah, he'd had it. He was mad, and I mean, I love it. I thought that part was awesome. So,
gentlemen, about a minute left here. So, any games stick out? It's a decent week of games.
I think Auburn,
Oklahoma,
probably the best game of the weekend. I mean, it'll end up being like Miami, Ohio, and UTEP probably ends up being the best game. But I think
that we'll actually watch.
I think Auburn, Oklahoma is one where we're going to find out a lot more, because now we're a quarter into the season. Can Auburn hold up? Is John Mateer legit? Like, there's some questions that I think I really want the answers to.
I, for one, am really excited about Michigan, Nebraska, since I love Big Ten football and I pay attention to it so well. So that's
he's a big Dylan Riley
You also
fan
like
now.
double post.
But and then the horrible TV package: Texas Tech at Utah, 10 a.m. local kick, 11 a.m. here. But that's a sneaky good game.
Local kick, that's crazy.
What might be sneaky? Miami, Florida.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a rivalry game.
Gentlemen, appreciate y'all
right.
making this last hour easy. Of course, tomorrow I'll be back, so tune in if you want. You probably won't now.
Billy will be here.
Yeah, Billy will be here.
Right.
10 o'clock hour, Billy will be here. We'll talk to SEC Mike, Shireen Williams, and I believe Richard Zane's going to do the Go Hour with me. It'll be the Bro Hour. So be sure to tune in. Appreciate y'all listening. This has been TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers.